milkcratemarauder.
What do you like about him?
Nothing. Everything.
Who wants to smell 52-year-old vagina? This is Gwyneth Paltrow with my Spring 2024 collection. All my candles are authentic and they all feature the scent from this dusty wallet between my chicken thighs. Some of our new fragrances oozing out are Musty Mulch, Tangy Tuna, La Red Ragout Le Pew. That one has been brewing like a stew. Every candle has been inserted into my fleshy change purse about 50 times before we ship them out. For $10 extra, I can slide that candle over my asshole as a bonus signature. Hurry now, while supplies last. For an extra bonus, I'll pump a few into my daughter Apple and send them your way. Although it will not smell like anything close to an apple. A sour apple maybe. Ha, ha, ha. Ha 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 ha.
Who the hell do you think you are?
Good morning.
Who the hell do you think you are?
Milk crate marauder.
You any kind of artist? Anybody know who you are? I'm real, okay? Maybe everybody else wants to enjoy the peace and quiet.
Stop whining.
This is one of the most important places in all of North America. Who are you? Who are you?
Stop it!
You miserable, presumptuous, no talent. You're no artist.
Whoa, calm down, ho.
An artist respects the silence. It serves as the foundation of creativity. You obviously don't have the talent. You dick. You don't have enough respect for yourself or other people, or what it is to express yourself. In music or any other form of creativity.
Stop it!
And I'm an NYU film school graduate, sucker.
Very proud of you.
And the School of Visual Arts. And the Academy of Art University in San Francisco.
Oh, good for you.
You suck. You're a no talent.
We're tanks for nothing.
If you really had talent, go practice. And then get yourself a gig. Instead of ruining the end of the day for everybody down here. You disgrace. You're everything that's gone wrong in this world.
I'm retarded, you jerk.
You're self-consumed, no talent, mediocre piece of shit.
He's just killed little fucking manners.
And I've earned my right to say it. Okay?
You can act like a man. What's the matter with you?
You understand?
I had 200,000 people with Bill Graham. In 1975, I walked Bob Dylan up on stage.
Could you shut up?
Who the fuck are you? I knew the Grateful Dead from 1966. Who the fuck are you?
Will somebody put this retard out of his misery?
You nothing. You nothing.
Oh, that
You are
woman
nothing.
got a mouth like an outboard
You'll never
motor.
be anything.
All the time. Put, 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 put,
How dare you? How dare you? You miserable, mediocre nothing.
Nutty as a fruitcake.
Shame on you. You crack, stupid little smile.
When I'm breaking your balls and you're right away you're getting fucking fresh.
Who's our announcer today? Oh, Mad Dog Russo. Okay, the real Mad Dog Russo.
Hey, it's Christopher Mad Dog Russo, and you're listening to the Howard Stern Show, featuring today's guest, Lenny Dykstra. Take it away, Howard.
Thank you, Mad Dog Russo. This is really more his domain. Lenny Dykstra coming in. He wrote a book, and it's been on the front page of the newspaper for like 3 days straight. Lenny was, you know, there was a period of my time where I actually watched baseball a lot, and I was into the Mets.
Yeah,
and
I remember that.
Yes, I was actually a Met fan. That was when Lenny Dykstra was playing, and it was like around the time when you had Darryl Strawberry, you had Ron Darling, you had Keith Hernandez. You had
that great team.
It was a great team, a winning team. And I used to watch the games, and Lenny was like one of my favorite players because I always... As most New York fans, if you loved the Mets, you loved Lenny's attitude because he was such a fucking hard player. And when they traded Lenny, it was really a heartbreaker because he was the guy I figured was safe on the team for a while, but they traded him off to Philly because I think they were sick of his shenanigans. You know, I didn't have any idea. You know, now in social media, we know everything about players, and because of all the video cameras, you kind of know who's acting out and who isn't. But in those days, you didn't know anything about Lenny except he was like a really good baseball player and he was a hard-working baseball player. But the guy's got an unbelievable story. Unbelievable story. Yes, Speech Impediment Man. I haven't spoken to you in a while. Go ahead. He's in Texas, Speech Impediment.
Hey, how you doing, Howard? Hey, I went to high school with Lenny and my brother's son, Lenny. And I wanted to ask Lenny if he got more pussy in New York or Philly.
Well, I will ask Lenny that on your behalf if he got more pussy in New York or Philly.
Who did he go to school with?
Speech Impediment Man.
Lenny Dykstra.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Oh, gee, Robin, wasn't that clear?
I played football with him.
You crushed football with him.
No, he played football with him. Yeah, Lenny was a football player and a baseball player, but because of his size,
He was a good athlete.
Yeah, he was. Well, no kidding. He was 5 foot.
What was he doing playing with you?
He was 5 foot, and that's why he was a good athlete. But he was 5'9", and they always told him, "Well, you can't play professional sports."
Yeah,
but,
you'll never make it to the majors.
But he did choose baseball for one reason. He said, "I'll make more money in baseball," and that's why he did it.
What
Yes,
is
he did.
Speech Impediment Man listening
He's
to?
listening back to his own question because he's a fucking maniac. What's wrong with you? Like, what? We're sitting here on the radio talking to you, and you're listening to yourself.
I'm sorry. Hey, I'm still doing comedy. Hey, me and Pete's gig app.
All right. Anyway, I will ask that question. Lenny loves to talk pussy. Lenny, the famous story in the book, and I've been fascinated by this. When Lenny would be in rehab, or he told his wife he'd be in rehab, on 6 different occasions he'd disappear for a month because he was going to rehab. But instead of going to rehab, he would just go out and fuck a ton of girls.
Well, that's rehab to some people.
And he had a whole month where he was like, "You can't get in touch with me because I'm in rehab." Then he'd come home and go, "Okay, I'm all cured."
Of some things.
Yeah, also, with Speech Impediment Man, I meant to tell you this while he was on the phone. You know, he was at the same school with Lenny Dykstra, and Lenny accidentally hit him in the mouth with a bat.
Ah!
And that's why he has that. And I think he also has a brain injury from that. But anyway, yeah, that was my brief period of time where I was really into baseball because of Lenny Dykstra, and I'm excited he's coming in. We have the first interview with him.
He's been in jail, too, hasn't he?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. He's got quite a colorful past. But, yeah, I stopped watching baseball around the time I transitioned into being a woman. And then I started watching The Bachelorette.
That's when most people give it up, when they transition.
You understand?
I got to take a break. Maybe when I come back, I'll play this phony phone call for you we made. This is Donald Trump calling a lingerie store because he wants hot lingerie for his daughter.
His daughter?
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
It's really funny. I'm looking forward to playing that for you. And, of course, like I said, Lenny Dykstra's coming in. I had the homeless lady cut a intro, but you couldn't understand it, which is so funny.
Welcome to our stand show. But today's guest, Lenny Dykstra. I love Lenny Dykstra. Go ahead, Aaron. Time for the show.
So many things I wanted to tell you, and I thought of during the commercial, and then I get back after reading live commercials, and I forget everything I wanted to say.
Well, you said something about a... Did you say a phony
phone? Phone call, yeah.
Yeah.
I like this one. This is where Donald Trump calls a lingerie store. I love phony phone calls because it's really the reaction of the people. Like, if I was this woman, I go, God, the lingerie business must be so tough because why wouldn't you just hang up when a guy gets weird?
You think that the customer is always right has been lost, but we find it on the phone.
Yeah, I mean, I guess running a retail store, especially now with internet shopping, you gotta... Like, there's a Starbucks near my house that just closed. I was shocked. The place is always packed, and they closed it.
How could they have a problem?
I don't know. Maybe the rents are too high or what, but running a store is so hard that I'm thinking, like, if somebody calls up and starts ordering pervy lingerie for their daughter...
You gotta stick with them.
I guess so, because times are
tough. You gotta
tough.
take every customer.
How may I help you?
Hello, I'm looking for a very special gift for somebody I adore. I'm thinking sexy lingerie.
We have tons of lingerie.
Oh, perfect. Do you have any panties that say, Daddy's little girl on the ass?
Yeah, we've got some that say, like, Daddy's little girl on it.
Oh, my daughter would look so hot in those. Would your daddy ever do something like this for you?
Well, knowing my father, then it would probably be okay. We're very open.
Okay, good. Can we include a card with this?
We could include a card with that.
Okay, write this down.
Okay.
Baby girl Ivanka, I have to thank you for making me a grandfather again. if you weren't my daughter, I would do unthinkable things to you that would be legal if I'm elected president. Now read that back to me.
Okay, let me go somewhere else to write.
Let's hear it.
I have. Thank you for making me a grandfather again. If you weren't my daughter, I would do unthinkable things to you that
Keep talking to Daddy.
will be legal if I'm elected president.
Perfect. Menage a trois. Me, you, and your Jew husband in the Lincoln bedroom. Hillary Clinton is a fat pig. Trump 2016.
Yeah, okay. Menage a trois. Your Jew husband in the Lincoln bedroom. Hillary is a fat pig. Trump 2016.
Who are you voting for?
I'm voting for Mr. Trump.
Oh, we're going to make America great again.
Yes, we sure are.
What are we going to build?
We're going to build a better America.
Yes, but what are we going to build to divide us from Mexico?
A wall.
Oh, very good. And who's going to build it?
The soldiers?
No, they make tacos, burritos, they clean my pool.
Mexicans.
Bingo!
And did you want me to, how am I supposed to get this to you?
My receptionist will call back with some payment information. Thank you, and have a great day. Vote Trump!
Yeah, thank you very much. You have a great day.
Hey, see how polite?
Have a good day.
Even if you just listen to our show for the phony phone calls, you would be impressed with the ridiculousness that goes on here. I mean, she stayed on that call.
The whole time.
Yeah, was not offended. Was voting Trump, and
well, she even said her dad would probably do that.
Your dad would definitely do that.
No, my dad was trying to pretend that he wouldn't do things like that.
He didn't even buy you nice lingerie. That would have been sweet. Oh, my God, that's so great.
You understand?
And this Ben Affleck, who was on this sports show, I'll tell you what, that's the Batman I want to see.
Why can't that Ben Affleck show up here?
Suck my dick, Penguin. Fuck you.
Charlie Sheen doesn't show up here.
Ben Affleck doesn't show up here.
Ben Affleck doesn't show up
All the
here.
bad boys. The only bad boy showing up is Lenny Dykstra, which he's coming in today at 9 o'clock. I'm excited to talk to Lenny about his new book. He didn't hold anything back. Lenny does not fuck around. He'll talk pussy with you, Robin.
Really?
Oh, yes.
Well, I can't believe what you said, that he would say he was going to rehab, and that way he had a month to fuck other people.
That's right.
Without his wife knowing it.
When we're done, Lenny's going to school you today on what to do. But Ben Affleck's another good guy we'd love to have on the show. But
yeah.
I would say, Ben, what was the move when you held your wife's hand the first time? Like, for the kids' sake.
Like, did she grab your hand, or did you put
right.
Because that's a bold move.
Well, Lenny was bolder than all of them. He probably would fuck the nanny and hold his wife's hand at the same time. I'll bet you Lenny fucked Ben's nanny. Who knows? You never know.
But, it's always a weird move to fuck the nanny, because you know you're going to get caught.
And where are you going to get another great nanny? Hey, nanny.
Well, maybe you size that up beforehand. She's not that great with the kids.
Arnold fucked the nanny.
No, he fucked the housekeeper.
Oh, yeah, he didn't even fuck a nanny. He kept it real. He went old school. Where is the housekeeper? Gertrude, or whatever, Hilda. I don't know what her name was. Yeah, that's some hardcore shit. That, I wouldn't have the balls to do that. I'd be too afraid of getting caught and then having you goof on me.
There's been a list of guys who fucked the nanny.
Well, but the whole, like, hey, let's put on a good show for the kids and hold hands, which is sweet, but she's got to be thinking, hey, is that the hand he fingered the nanny with?
That's right. What are you doing touching me with that hand?
Right.
Where's that hand been?
In my nanny's pussy. Oh!
Right in the pussy. Oh!
Right. Well, whatever. Man, it's all kinds of... The world has changed a lot.
Well, yeah, everybody's trying to have these conscious uncouplings.
Right. She should have gone out and fucked the gardener. She said, okay, hold on, I'll be right back.
Does that ever really work?
Mommy, Daddy's hand smells like the nanny.
Oh.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, that's nanny hand.
You understand?
Because, see, I'm a firm believer in do me and do you back. But I got to tell you, though, I'm growing up, too. As much as I would love to do each and every single woman here tonight, you can't do everybody. Because some of you don't wash your ass. I'm saying, you know who you are. Right now, pussy smelling like bacon bits. So you don't wash your ass properly. You got to wash and scrub your ass. No, you don't go from the back to the front. You don't bring the shit to the clit. You don't wipe from here. You got to go here and drop. You know the motion. Bow, bow, bow. So when fuck you, I do wash my ass. I use Dove. Well, Dove ain't kicking in. You know when your shit ain't smelling right, when you ain't right, you know? Listen, I'm with the ladies. I understand you go through problems. I know women go through vaginal changes that they just can't help sometimes. They can't. Sometimes some women go, if you don't eat right, if you take the wrong antibiotics, if you wear the wrong panties, they could be sensitive to all that shit. And boom, I know your shit, it acts up. The vaginal thing acts up. But let your man know that before he go down. Stop him. Oh, baby, no. I don't think you want to do that right now. He like, damn, well, okay, well, cool. Shit, should I come back on Monday? But don't let your man go down on you knowing you got a damn yeast infection. Come up with dough all on his motherfucking lip. Talking about, anybody got any butter? I like jelly on mine. I tell a lady if her shit ain't right. I'll tell her in a minute. Hey, girl, you know when your pussy ain't right and it ain't smelling right. You smell it, trying to ignore it. Fuck that. I go like this. Smell that, girl. Smell that. Smell that. Smell that. See, that's you. That's you right there. I see, this your shit. Smell that. That's you. Oh, no, I ain't been out the house in a week. This you. I tell a woman in a minute, douche. What is it, douche or douche? Well, do both of them motherfuckers. I even go out and buy the douche for you. Yo, my man, give me 4 douches. Come back, I'll put it in for you. Squash, 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 squash. But see, some women make excuses. Fuck you, kiss my ass. Motherfucker, you don't know the woman's body. You cannot douche all the time. You're gonna wash all the natural juices out. Well, I don't give a fuck what you do. Put a Tic Tac in it. Put a cert in that motherfucker. Oh, this look like a good goddamn place for a stick-up.
You understand?
Hey, now. Anyway, our guest today is Lenny Dykstra, who played for the Mets when I actually followed the Mets. Always loved this guy because he played so hard, but what a life. He came out with a book. Nails.
Yeah.
Nails is Lenny's name. Hey, look at you, man. Let me soak in your look, man. You know, I swear to you, I knew nothing. Thanks. I'll read that. I'll probably actually buy it on Kindle.
The king, man.
Hey, man.
So
I know that's Fred, that's Benji, and Gary Robin. You know, yeah.
Hi there.
Hey.
Nails. May I call you Nails?
You put her behind the glass because I'm a convicted felon?
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, of course. She's in prison. She's in her own personal hell. Can I call you Nails?
Yeah.
Or you know, seriously, what I know about baseball could fit into a thimble, but you I know because that's when I used to watch the Mets because of you.
Yeah.
You were the hardest motherfucking player ever, right, man?
Yeah, I mean, I played hard. I mean, I played right. I mean, baseball was my way out of the middle, you know, I mean...
You were 5'9", and everyone was betting against you, man, right?
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, like you were such a good athlete that at 5'9", You played football, right?
Yeah.
And you played baseball.
Yeah.
And you said to yourself, this was smart. You said, you know what? Fuck you. I'm going to play baseball. There's more money in it.
Yeah, and longer. It can last longer.
Yeah, you don't get so banged up, right?
I mean, it wasn't as fun like in football. What I used to be, I was known as a cheap shot artist, kind of. So at the bottom of the pile, I'd always grab the guy's balls, you know.
Is that right?
Hear the guy screaming. But no longevity. But you know, baseball didn't become about. It was always about baseball, never about the money, until you see all the other people making the money.
Yeah,
then
why
it's
not?
About the fucking money, you know.
You're goddamn right it is, and you were playing hard, you know.
Yeah.
You know, the thing with you is like some of these headlines are so great. I think this is deviously brilliant. When you were playing baseball, you did this thing where you would do like sort of undercover work, and you'd find out everything on an umpire. If he was getting road pussy, or if he was going, you know, cheating on the wife, gambling, whatever he was doing, you'd find out.
Yeah.
And then you get up to bat, and you turn to the umpire, and you'd say to the guy, hey, man, how was your road pussy the other night? Yeah, you cheating on your wife.
Oh,
and you think that made them give you good calls, right?
It gave him no option because fear does a lot to a man. So I just realized early that umpires controlled my life, meaning, I mean, if that's the situation, you know, you try to, you know, be nice to him, you try to, but so I just eliminated any risk of them having any control over my life because, like, one of them would call a strike and I'd look back and say, really? What was the spread last night? So, I mean, but again, everything I did was about getting an edge because, see, I was never supposed to be
a pro.
Well, think about it. There's only 30 jobs in the world.
Yeah.
Like if you're a center fielder, there's only 30 jobs in the world. Not Florida, not New York, not California, not Puerto Rico, not Dominican Republic.
Yeah, I mean, how many jobs are there for a guy who plays baseball? Not many.
It's hard, man.
It's like one of the hardest professions ever to break in. Yeah, okay, you can play college ball and all that, but become a pro.
Yeah, and a major league too, because you have to then take someone's job. I mean, it's hard enough to get up there. Then you have to take someone's job.
Yeah, because somebody's already doing that job when you show up.
Right, and if they work their ass off to get there, it's like...
Yeah.
What people don't realize is, you spent 4 years in the minors, right? They call you up to play for the Mets. The first time at bat for the New York Mets, you hit a home run.
First hit, yeah.
First hit.
First time at bat, I punched out. But what I mean, I struck out because I was like in the big leagues, and I was saying like that's all. This is it. This is what. No, because you think you're in the major leagues, like it's going to be something special.
Is the pitching much different between the minors and the pros? In other words, are the guys putting that much more speed on the ball?
Not that much.
No.
It's all about control, though. See, pitching and like everything in life is just about control. Some I don't.
You're out of control.
Yeah. Well, I was so much out of control that this big old group called the federal government kind of got pissed off. I mean, they put me in their hotel for I got 3 years. I got to stay there.
When you did, how many years did you do in prison?
Well, 2.5 hard ones, 4 total. Like I just got off probation.
Was that the hardest? You just got off probation?
Yeah, I just pissed in my last cup, man.
No kidding. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks.
Is that the hardest thing in the world to do, to go to prison and do hard time?
Yeah, I mean, it was. I had to. I mean, look, I don't live in the past or in the negative, but I mean, you know, when they slam the door and you're in a 6x9 cell, there's a lot of like, what the fuck happened?
Do guys fuck with you in prison?
It's hard to fuck with me when I'm in my own cell because they put me in protective custody because
you're famous.
Yeah, so if I go out on the yard, you know, someone kills me, that's like they're like a hero.
Right. Yeah, but didn't the guards fuck with you? They used to sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" to you.
Yeah, they knocked all my teeth out.
Yeah, look at that.
Is that
all your teeth are gone.
Yeah.
What happened? The guard was singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." You told him, "Hey, shut the fuck up."
Yeah, well, I mean, it's been actually been going on at this L.A. County jail for years. In fact, they indicted and arrested and put in prison like 35 of them, and the sheriff just pleaded guilty. But I mean, I'm not a pussy or nothing, but you know, I was just like, you know, I was said like, not tonight, and then fuck you. Next thing you know, there's 3 of them coming. I'm like, fucking. You know, so,
and they beat you up. 3 guys, the 3 of the guards took you on at once.
No, there was a lot more than that.
Really?
Yeah.
And were they punching them out so hard they knocked your teeth out?
Yeah. Well, and then I was in the hospital for 4 or 5 days, and most people I would have been dead. I don't know.
Yeah.
The video I posted online, but it's I don't live back there. You know, that's like
But is it ever like the movies, like where they have the big prison baseball game, you know, like you get a team together and you go on the road?
I'll tell you what's like the movies, man, is when I got Pearl Harbored, like the first time I got detained. I mean, because remember, I'm a millionaire. All I do is buy shit and pay taxes.
Right.
I mean, like, I don't know. So, like, one day I was coming out of my place, and out of nowhere, man, these 30 of them come out of trees, and I'm like, what the fuck? And they wouldn't tell me what was going on, you know? And it was like they captured Osama bin Laden.
Right.
And so, like, they take me down this tunnel, and it was like the movies, man. Like, then, like, in this interrogation room, like the Law and Order room.
Yeah.
And I'm finding, like, I'm losing it, and, you know, so in come these, like, 2 suits. Not like Armani suits, or not Today's Man suits, FBI suits, you know?
Yeah.
And I said, what the fuck is going on? What? And they said, we're here to talk to you about your bankruptcy. And I said, my bankruptcy? You motherfucker. You bring me down here like a murderer? What do you want? They said, you got to sign this. You got to. So I looked at the last line. It says, you have the right to an attorney. And I said, well, I get hit by a lot of pitches, but not that many. I think that I might take that one. They leave. Yeah. And then comes in a guy with a Today's Man suit, a state guy. And I said, listen, motherfucker, take me home or put me in fucking jail. He said, all right. So
I'll put you in jail.
No, he said, all right. So I said, cool. So we're walking out. Next thing I know, I'm getting booked. Dude, I'm thrown in a cell for 7 fucking days. No one even knows where I'm at.
Oh,
yeah,
dear.
they can do that, you know.
We have this thing called a Constitution, though. Where
Aren't you supposed to get a phone call?
Right.
But Lenny, you don't.
48 hours.
Lenny, you never know when to keep quiet, right? I mean, you will always open up your mouth because that's just who you are, right? That's just it gets you into trouble.
Well, it depends what life. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, I speak the truth, you know, and sometimes people don't like the truth, you know. I mean,
you think you got, like, you were one of the hardest playing baseball players ever. I mean, they called you Nails. You played hard as nails.
Yeah.
Do you think, and the team that you were on and all that was just fucking amazing. Well, I'm talking about when the Mets had you, you know?
86, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. Do you think the thing that drove you, though, is your dad, your birth dad left you? I always ask this question because you had a kind of a fucked up childhood.
Yeah.
Your mom remarried, and she married a good guy, right? Like
great guy.
He became like your dad.
He was my dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
But when your real dad leaves, does it just fuck your head up?
Not really. I mean, I blocked it out, but I do remember when I started making, like, millions.
Did he show up?
He called me, and he said, hey, you know, how you
doing?
Son! My boy!
I want to rekindle things. And I said, well, the problem is I got a dad, and it's not you.
Right.
I just hung up. But I don't need to sit on a couch and get therapy for that. I mean, I had a great dad. I had a great... Isn't
it amazing, though, how they show up? Like, wouldn't you be embarrassed to make that phone call? Suddenly, you're a millionaire, you're a successful ball player, and now Daddy's back.
Yeah.
And like, did you even say to him, hey, dude, where were you all these years?
I didn't have time.
No? I'd be curious. Like, I'd be like, what were you thinking?
Yeah, I'm more worried about the pussy showing up.
Yeah. You got a ton of pussy, didn't you? What is better, being a rock star or being a successful baseball player?
Well, a rock star, I think, I mean, they have the ability to pull more, but a successful baseball player with a plan. Remember, I took the bar to, like, the hotel. So I worked smarter instead of harder. You know, so I'd have my people that work get the presidential suite set up. And
so after a game, let's say when you were playing for the Phillies, okay? Games, do you get more pussy in New York or in Philly?
Well, remember, the road is where...
The pussy is
That's where you want it,
Yeah, because at home you got to recharge your batteries.
Right.
See?
You go home to the wife and say, I need a breather.
Yeah, well, just recharge, you know. And
right.
Just,
was it crazy? Like, could you fuck like 6, 7 girls?
I didn't fuck that much. I mean,
you didn't?
I was more of a knob man, you know.
Blowjobs?
Well, because, you know,
I don't like blowjobs.
Why is that?
No,
I like fucking.
Oh, that's artwork, man.
Blowjobs.
Yeah, art.
But don't you find most women give a bad blowjob?
Yeah, but the problem is if you're married, Howard, like, I mean,
that's true.
You know, as a guy, when we soap up, you know, and sometimes you take a piss and it stings a little.
Yeah.
But if you fucked a chick in the last 10 days, like, is it the soap or is it the...
Or is it the...
You gotta know it's the soap,
pussy,
man.
Yeah.
I mean...
So the blowjob was protection.
Right.
Well,
smart.
It's just maturity.
Yeah.
What was the best road blowjob ever? Like 2 or 3?
Was there a special girl?
No, actually, you know, and I
you can't get attached.
My wife is the greatest woman in the world, and like...
You got a divorce in 2009 from, but she stuck with you through all the years,
was the
right?
best. Yeah. I gave her my whole pension.
I know, I read that.
Yeah.
The book is fascinating. By the way, Lenny's book is called House of Nails, memoir, House of Nails. But it's, what's fascinating is, and you're a good guy this way, like, even with going to jail and all this shit, man, you said to your wife, I don't have to give you the rest of my pension. You didn't legally have to give it to her. But you said, you know what, all this shit you put up, this is unbelievable to me. So you would tell your wife, this is, again, very brilliant. You would say to your wife, I'm going to check myself into rehab. Oh, yeah. So you can't get in touch with me for a month. And then you wouldn't go to rehab. You would hit the road.
Yeah, man. Private jets, man. It was
that's what did you end up financially, right? The private jets.
How'd you know that, man?
Because I read the book.
See, but everyone thinks that, like, buying Gretzky's house and this and that.
Yeah.
Look, I thought that pussy was the most powerful thing in the world. I mean, it's taking countries down. Until you fucking buy your own Gulfstream.
Would you fuck on the Gulfstream? Was that the move?
Actually, it was weird, man. Like, that's one of the, like, and again, I talked to my one buddy who's a doctor. Like I said, because I had 2 gas attack flight attendants, you know, a blonde and a brunette, but like, I never hit it.
Never? Because you don't want to lose your attendant.
I don't know. I think I think the plane became my drug, you know.
Why is it so great to own a private plane? Because what would you do? Would you just hop on there and just fly places? Like, where would you fly to?
For instance, like, you're sitting around your hotel suite and, like, you're saying, you guys, you know what, I'm fucking bored. Let's hit the fuck. Where do you want to go? I don't know. Spin the goal.
Where would you go?
Wherever I landed, Rome.
Really?
So, well, actually, I went on a run to Monaco. I was trying to tap that Princess Stephanie.
Is that right?
Did you get Princess Stephanie?
No, I just wanted some royalty on the belt.
Did you do that, though? I heard you fucked a lot of royalty.
I didn't get that one, though. And
was that the move? Wait a second. Yeah. Lenny, you would go on... Now, by the way, on a baseball player's salary, and you were making $30 million contract, you couldn't get private jets on your baseball salary. That's why when you got out of baseball, you started the car washes and you started all the business shit, and you were rolling big time, right?
Yeah, I've never really lost at a business. I mean,
how much money were you worth at one point? I mean, at the most,
probably 60 mil.
60 mil.
Yeah.
So you have 60 mil.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, not liquid. I mean,
but you had enough where you could buy a private jet.
Yeah, and I had a business model. There was actually, like, some rhyme to the reason when I did things. I mean, like, I didn't go broke because, like, I'm stupid. I mean...
Well, here, I'll go through your business thing the way I understand it. You get out of baseball, car wash. Brilliant. Because you say, hey, with technology, car wash is never going to go out of favor with technology, right?
And I bought the real estate, see, so, and like, people in California love washing their cars. So, So again, I didn't want to be something that could be replaced by a computer chip, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
And then you got real good in the stock market, right?
Yeah.
You studied the shit out of it.
Well,
and Kramer, Jim Kramer, the financial guy, he even gave you like a tip sheet because you were killing it in the stock market, right?
Well, Kramer hung his balls out there on HBO, Real Sport, and said that he's one of the great ones. At the time he said that, I was 110-0. I found this like loophole where I'm buying deep in the money calls. So at the time, 110-0. I'm now 575-1.
You're handicapping these stocks and you're picking the good ones, right?
Right, 570, but from 110-0 to 575-1. And remember, this thing never shut down. I was on probation and like for fraud, and so Kramer, everyone buries fucking Kramer. He's the only one that was right.
Right.
But see, nobody wants to hear that's positive shit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not.
All right, get back to the pussy. Never mind all that. Listen. So you get out. You start really rolling financially, and you say, "My heart on is the fucking private plane."
Yeah.
And then when you're partying and shit, you'll turn to people and go, "Hey, let's get on the plane and go."
Yeah. I mean,
and the goal was to fuck royalty?
No, not so much royalty. It was just more of the thrill of the kill, you know, like,
right.
For instance, I'd always have to bring 2 guys with me because one of them have to rest and they couldn't keep up.
What do you mean?
They take shifts.
Really? So you would share your women with other guys?
2 guys. No, they'd have to take shifts. So I'd go out. And they couldn't keep up. I was 24/7.
What is it, like you didn't sleep? So you needed a wing guy. You needed somebody to hang with. So you brought 2 guys, so one would sleep and the other one would hang with you.
So I tell one of them like...
What were you doing? Tons of blow to keep up?
Not so much blow. I wasn't much of a blow dude. I mean, once in a while, like up a chick's tit or something, but what I'm saying
you do blow off a chick's tit?
Once in a while.
That's hot.
No, but I didn't like the powder because like I like the FDA regulated shit. So amphetamine.
How do you get FDA regulated? Oh, you get legal amphetamine.
Yeah, well, I justified they give it to our pilots, I think.
Oh, wow. That's nice.
In fact,
that's what you want.
Hey, I'll tell you who I turned on to those, to Dexedrine, man.
Who?
My boy, Robert De Niro,
What?
Yeah. No, De Niro, it was a good story. I was in St. Bart's. This is another island I hit, and I was helicoptering pussy.
De Niro was hanging around with you?
No, it's a trip. In fact...
He was helicoptering pussy.
How do you helicopter pussy?
Well, St. Bart's is a hard...
Because I can't keep up with this.
Well, hey, St. Bart's is hard. It's a small... It can't take planes in there, really.
Uh-huh.
So, we have some volume going through. But see, De Niro... Remember, I didn't know he was there. There's 2 presidential suites at the place I was staying at.
Right.
And so one day I'm kind of walking, back to my presidential suite, and I got, a banana daiquiri, and he's sitting kind of there, and he doesn't know who I am. I still don't think he knows who the fuck I am. but it doesn't matter, but he knew that I was at a different place than he...
Well, maybe he doesn't like you telling these stories. Did you ever think of that? I mean, maybe De Niro...
Is this in the book?
Yeah. Is this all in the book?
Well, the book, by the way, the book...
Yeah.
The book has everything in the book, because that's why I wrote it. The book tells about basically a man who, planted the flag at fucking Mount Everest and slept in the depths of Death Valley.
Dude, you have done it all, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, you've done jail, you've been on top of the world... You bought fucking Gretzky's house for $17 million, right?
Yeah, compound. But I didn't buy it to live in it. I bought it.
You had a whole business plan.
Yeah, I ended up being like The Shining at the end.
Oh dear.
When shit was caving in 2008, I was up there alone. And, it was ugly.
So get back to the pussy again, because this is really what it's all about.
It's a great story here.
It's not about baseball. It's about pussy, isn't it?
Well.
Baseball is a means to the pussy.
I don't even really like baseball.
You didn't? Why?
I loved baseball, actually, when I played, when I was with the Mets and stuff, and I didn't have to take drugs, I played...
Yeah, here, I know what you're talking about. So when you played for the Mets, the thing you didn't like is you had to share the position with Mookie, right? Mookie and you... And it pissed you off. You wanted to be a full-time player.
Yeah. So
they would rotate you guys, right?
Yeah, it's the only way they could. You can't get paid if you don't play every day. But our manager was kind of, he was...
What's that guy's name again?
Davey Johnson.
Davey Johnson.
Yeah, he always hammered.
He hated you.
Well,
why did he hate you? You won the World Series for him.
I don't know if he hated me. He was just always hungover. He never had time to talk to you. Meaning...
And you went to him and said, I don't want to share my position with Mookie, right?
No, I just said I got to play every day. I can play. I said, in Game 3, and when in the playoffs in 1986, no one really talks about this, but remember, we're down 3-0 to Bob Nepper in the 6th game, facing Mike Scott in Game 7, who we couldn't hit. So Davey's benching me. He's a left-hander. So the 9th inning, he walks up to me and says, "You're leading off." And I said, "Oh, you finally want to fucking win, huh?" So I got a triple, started a rally, and went to winning the game. But yeah, let's get back to the pussy, though.
No, but wait a second. You're making a good point here. The reason you went to the Phillies is so you could play full-time.
Yeah.
Then you go there full-time, and it's hard to keep up, so then you had to do the steroids, right?
Yeah.
In order to fucking just stay in the game. It was too hard on your body to play every day.
Well, I'm a little guy. I mean, I'm 5'9".
Yeah, but you're built like a brick shithouse. Look at you.
Well, I'm a little bigger now, but...
Yeah, you look like you could kick some ass.
But 5'9", and I led the major leagues, twice in hits. How did I do that? I mean, not because I'm the best hitter.
Hey, Lenny, talk about when you saw Darryl Strawberry's cock in the shower and you freaked out.
Oh, so pull, man.
Huge, right?
It was a hammer from a swamp mule, hung like a swamp mule.
When you say hung like a swamp mule, how big was Darryl Strawberry's penis? I mean, in inches.
Well, I mean, they had to tape it to his leg.
No, come on, be honest.
No, it was a hammer, dude. I mean, it was such a hammer. I said to him, because he knows I'm
You don't even feel like a man, right?
Well, no, it was very traumatizing. But
you had penis envy.
But I said to him,
was this flaccid, by the way? You're talking about?
What's that word?
It was soft. It was soft.
Yeah, no blood flow. And by the way, I don't think the blood can even flow to the end of that one. They said
Darryl Strawberry has such a big cock that you were in the showers and you look over and you see this fucking huge penis.
Yeah.
And do you say to yourself like?
It was just a hammer. I said, dude, I'm not...
what do you say to him? You're not gay.
I'm not gay, but I gotta ask you, man, have you ever got that to the base? I mean, because, in
other words, had he ever fully gotten into a woman?
He said no.
No.
Because...
in a way, isn't a big cock a curse, Lenny?
Yeah, look,
Go ahead.
I got lucky, kind of. I've always been kind of lucky.
Are you big?
No. What happened to me is, see, I had a Jewish doctor do my circumcision.
Did he fuck it up?
No. He told my mom when I was a baby, he said, I gave your son a perfect cut.
Yeah.
So it's not like a monster, but it's like, what fucking beautiful.
Yeah, didn't your mom used to say you had a perfect cock?
PC, yeah.
She called you PC, perfect cock.
No, PC, this PC.
Yeah, but PC meant perfect cock.
Yeah, perfect cut.
Oh, perfect cut.
Yeah.
Your mom would brag about how beautiful.
Not brag, but
my mom never bragged about my circumcision.
But it's not a monster, though. It's not,
But your penis is pretty.
It is. I take care of it, too.
What do you mean? How do you take care of it?
I polish it up 2 times a day.
Do you use Viagra?
Actually, I got my own. I'm coming out with called Gentleman's Secret.
Oh, no kidding. Is it Cialis type thing?
Same shit.
Why is it better than Cialis or Viagra? Your shit.
Because he's selling it.
Right.
Well, I actually do use whatever I can because if you've been there, anyone who's been there who's listening, that first time when you got like the towel down there and like the blood's not flowing, and it's like she's getting closer, and like eventually you got to peel and reveal.
Yes.
And then I remember the first time I looked up and she laughed at me.
Oh.
And I remember I got a picture of that.
Who did that? The first girl you ever banged?
No, the first time the blood didn't. The first time I didn't.
First time you couldn't get an erection.
I couldn't pitch a tent.
Oh, so she saw you flaccid.
Yeah. Yeah,
soft.
Yeah, see, I'm not that smart.
Oh, come on, you are.
Flaccid. I like that
She
word.
saw you soft.
Flaccid.
And how that so soft you weren't much down
No, it's bad.
It was bad.
She laughed, and I have a picture, the same picture I had when I asked my attorney, what the fuck does this mean? I'm getting indicted. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, fuck indictment.
Yeah,
a girl's laughing at your penis.
Yeah, but no, he said, I'll show you what it means. And it said, the United States of America versus Lenny Dykstra. I took a picture of that in my mind, too, and laughed. So, I don't know, was it too comparable, though?
No, but tell me something. So you're saying... I don't even know what we're saying.
No, that pussy. Well, Howard, I thought...
We got to get back to the De Niro.
You got to understand something. I thought God put me on earth to entertain people on the baseball field because I was pretty good at it.
You always saw being a baseball player as an entertainer.
Well, I thought that was what his plan was for me, but that wasn't.
But baseball players are entertainers. You're exactly right.
But he actually put me on earth to get women off.
How many women do you think you fucked?
Do you think you're that good?
How old were you when you lost?
I'm a pleaser. I'm an artist. I'm an artist.
You go down on a lot of these women?
Yeah, I'm like Picasso.
Would you go down on these women, or were you afraid of getting, what do you call that?
That cancer.
HPV.
So, I don't know what that shit is.
Is that all bullshit?
Yeah, I don't know, but listen, I'm like, look, I take my shit. The canvas has got to be clean before I do my artwork.
How do you know it's clean?
Well...
You smell it?
Well, if it smells, it's like, you see that door?
Yeah.
See that handle? You turn it to the right.
No kidding.
Follow the signs of the exit.
But Lenny, were you getting like stripper level chicks, or were you getting like classy? Were you getting any Hollywood actresses and stuff like that?
I'm 0 for a million in strip clubs. You know why?
Why?
Because I'm selling fucking dreams, man.
Right.
And
they're not buying dreams.
Right. And
right.
Because sometimes the promise of money is actually more fucking powerful than the money itself.
So what was the dream you were selling? Hey, do me. And you'll hang with Lenny. You'll be on the private jet,
space shuttle, all the way
whole
up,
thing,
sparks, and
How many women in your life do you think you've banged?
Not that many. I mean,
all right. How many blowjobs?
Well,
like thousands.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Probably. I mean,
you might have to write a sequel.
Well, I mean, a lot of them though halfway in though. I told them like you got to be careful with PC. You got to treat them gentle. I can't get nicked up.
Perfect cut.
Yeah, you can't get nicked up,
Right.
So sometimes I stop him halfway and say, that's it,
Move
Lenny,
on.
Did you wear a lot of rubbers, or were you careful that way, or you just were like, hey, screw it, I don't care?
I couldn't put the coat on, man.
Really?
I didn't want the coat. I didn't put the coat on.
Everyone was bareback.
It's just a coat, it's that fucking weird thing on the end.
And you never got any,
No.
Nothing. Nothing. You were clean.
No, because I like, grocery stores. I go, pick off one out of there. Meaning, like, no makeup. I like the clean look.
So you would just go up to women, like everyday women. You weren't going after Hollywood starlets and things like that.
There's too much fucking maintenance, too much work.
Right.
I mean, fucking the bolt-on.
But wouldn't these women get mad at you after you had sex with them and then, like, the dream was over and then you'd move on to the next town or something like that?
Yeah, man.
You talk about in the book your friendship with Charlie Sheen. You started. Now there's he makes you look like a fucking.
You couldn't keep up with him.
You don't even want to know.
You couldn't keep up with Charlie Sheen.
I wouldn't want to.
Right. It was unbelievable. You claim in the book he told you about his HIV diagnosis in 2014, right?
Yeah, it was actually one of the hardest things I've ever. I mean, I didn't know all the darkness. But when.
How'd you meet him?
Well, from baseball. Charlie knows baseball.
He's a big baseball fan.
And he's good, and he knows it.
And you say in the book he has like a private room where he's got like Babe Ruth's jacket or something.
That was the last time, because I was the only person that would go and get him off the shit, the crack. Whatever, See, because everyone else was a pussy. They're all getting paid from him, and so...
Right. They wouldn't say, hey, get off the crack.
So I would walk in and I'd say, dude, like, really? Is this it? But see, it wasn't really...
Were you off the crack at that point?
I never smoked crack.
Oh, you never did? No.
Remember the blows? Keith Richards. We nicknamed it Keith Richards.
You used to call blow Richards.
Richards.
So that way you could talk about it and, and all that.
Yeah. So when I said to De Niro, wait, you want some Richards?
Right.
And he said, is it any good? And before I could even fucking get it out, he's fucking... Yeah.
Lenny, so when you meet someone like a Charlie Sheen and he takes you into his world, that guy's really partying hard, right? But when he turns to you and he says, Len, I got a problem. I got the HIV.
The HIV.
The HIV, yeah.
I didn't know what he meant.
Right. Yeah, you're like, what the fuck is that?
We were sitting on the couch like this, and he said, he got emotional. It was, actually, Charlie's a great guy, sober and humble, but I think to get to where he needs to
Why do you think he told you?
Well,
why did he confide in you out of everyone?
Because I was the only one that was his real friend. I never asked him for a dime, so how
did you advise him? Did you say to him, hey, dude, you've got to come clean about this?
I did.
You did?
See, and we were 1 hour away from him coming clean and him getting this out before they forced him out.
In other words, you talked to Charlie Sheen. You said, come clean. He gets a PR guy. He gets ready to talk.
Well, Larry Winokur. I mean, so this guy's the baddest ass dude on the planet. So, because that's what I do. I'm a whale hunter. See, so
you're a ball player.
No, but I'm a whale hunter. When I deliver people to him or information, it's the best. I have a big Rolodex.
Yeah.
But I use baseball to the Rolodex. But
so you helped Charlie come clean. You were all set with a press conference, the whole deal.
Hour away. And so, because I said, dude, you can't stop it. I said, it's going to... And he was paying these people $1 million a month.
Paying off people to keep quiet.
Yeah, and I said, dude, I said, and by the way, I mean, if they took a poll out there and, of the male, people or the adults, and they, who's the most likely to have HIV in Hollywood, I said, you'd win in a fucking landslide.
And no one's going to be that shocked, dude.
So get ahead of it. No, and he was. We were 1 hour away. I wrote the letter in the book. And he was on board, and what happened was, I think the people all bleeding him talked him out of it. Because then what happened is he was forced to come out, and and I don't know what's going to happen. I don't think it's...
You miss hanging with him?
Well, I didn't hang with him that way.
Right, no, I know.
No, I didn't really party.
You didn't party with him that much?
No.
Jack Nicholson was a friend of yours at one point, right? This was while you were playing ball?
Yeah, I mean... I don't want say a friend, but...
Yeah, but you said he was the best wingman ever. What did you mean by that? In other words, you'd be hitting on a chick, and Jack would make you look good in front of the chicks? He'd come over and go, hey, Lenny, Nails, man, you the man, right?
Nicholson's fucking... He's just cool without trying to be cool.
Right.
Those fucking guys at icicles hanging off his fucking arms. But no, so... I got to know him when I used to bring him to Dodger Stadium.
Right.
He would bring his son, and he'd come in for batting practice, and so he went to a few of my parties, and so I had a cell number. So when I was on the East Coast and I was trying to wrestle, I couldn't wrestle. I got to play.
Right.
So I needed to close it quick. I just said, hold on, let me call my friend. So I put him on. Oh, where's a nail? And that was pretty much.
So you mean if a chick heard you calling Jack Nicholson, it would speed up the process where you get your blowjob?
Yeah, everything's about trying to put yourself in a predictable situation where you can cut through and clarify.
Really? Did it depress you, though, that you needed Nicholson to sort of close the deal for you?
You
don't care as long as the job gets done.
Well, I'm a team, I'm smart enough to know I'm not smart enough. You know what I mean?
Would you discriminate between chicks? Would you fuck fat chicks or...
No.
Quality all the time.
Yeah, good skin, clearing...
Lenny, you describe in the book when you decided to do steroids, because you're playing for Philadelphia, they got you playing every day, and you said, my body's starting to break down. The weird thing is, you described that everyone was doing it, and at that point, steroids were so available, you'd walk into Rite Aid or something, and you were able to buy them over the counter, right?
Yeah, well, actually, at that point, I was so ahead of the curve. See, in '89, I got traded, played every day, and one night I forgot to hit. I was just too weak, and I wore down, so in 1990, I knew I was either going to be, a millionaire or have to get a real job, so I went and I lived in Mississippi, actually. People live there, by the way.
Why? Why'd you live there?
My wife.
Oh, okay.
So I went and I looked it up myself and found this stuff about Ben Johnson, so I called this hillbilly doctor, and I explained to him, I told him the truth. I said, hey, look, like, I have a chance to make $30 million, but
I can't
keep the weight on me because I'm too little. I said, so give me something that can keep me strong. So I didn't forget how to hit.
Right.
I can play the game.
You needed strength.
I needed the durability, and then I show up in spring training in '90 with.
So what did they prescribe for you? What's the
Deca durable.
Deca.
Yeah, and he showed me how to, like, this big harpoon. You just put it like.
You shot yourself in the ass.
Yeah.
And then how many shots do you have to do?
No, 3 a week.
3 a week.
6 weeks.
And then what happens? You just feel like you're a fucking god.
Fuck! I walked out there like I had a 15-inch cock, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
You felt like you had a 15-inch cock? Where is this shit? Give it to me. I gotta feel like that. I got 1 inch.
You got the wrong steroid.
You know what else? It was like, you want me? Bring it, motherfuckers. And they knew it, too. The other team knew. I mean, I had muscles in my face, dude.
Unbelievable.
But again...
Is there any downside? Do your nuts get small or anything?
It didn't really affect me.
Really?
No.
Because I see you're pretty dense now. You got a lot of muscle mass.
Yeah, I still got a little bit of muscle mass, but put on a few lbs, but...
It says in your book, sometimes you do HGH, human growth hormone, right in your cereal, right? You put it in there, eat it up, man, and just fucking go for it.
I thought you're supposed to inject that, too.
Well, you do in your stomach. That's what, I mean, come on, your stomach. It's like pussy shit. But no.
What do you mean?
Colin Cowherd, I was doing a show, and he said, like, he's talking about steroids, and I said, and he says, like, what about HGH? I said, what? HGH? It's fucking like I put that in my cereal.
Oh.
It went viral. It went so viral that you guys,
I assumed you were
shut me down. He said, no more interviews before Howard. No, and I did, dude. Because, by the way, just so you know, when I started writing this book, I said the first interview I'm going to do is with Howard Stern.
Well, I thank you. Well, this book is making a lot of headlines.
It's good, man. You know why? It's real.
Because you're telling the truth.
It's real, and you know what? It's a book about a baseball player, but really not a book about baseball per se. It's about everything.
It's about life.
It's life, man.
Do you think you just wanted money too much, though, sometimes? Did you make too big a grab in the sense that you did end up hurting a lot of people? Like, you had assistants, you'd use their credit card, and you know what I mean? You end up hurting people when you want the fame and the wealth so bad, right?
Howard, you're so you're on point, man. And here's what happened. Money actually became my drug.
Right.
And so what happens is, like in baseball, if you think you got it all figured out, the baseball gods will come down and, like, wake you up. So I think what happened to me, because I was, like, making so much money and kind of running people over, the life gods came down and, like...
Oh, yeah, karma bit you in the ass.
They put me in the cooler, bro.
2.5 fucking years.
In a cage.
Any dudes come on to you at all?
No, fuck no, man.
No one's going to fuck with you, right?
Somebody'd have to kill me to put something in my ass, bro.
You're goddamn right.
No, the last time someone did was a doctor.
What do you put in your ass?
Well, when spring training, I went to big league camp,
and
they do the real physical. Like where you check that, whatever, put the prostate.
The prostate.
Yeah, but the guy, he kind of Pearl Harbored me, and I wasn't expecting it. So, no, I pinned the motherfucker up against the wall.
Wow.
And I said, you fucking ever do that again, I'll fucking...
Hey, you know what you got to talk about? You got to talk about Mookie Wilson's breath. You said when you were playing on the Mets, Mookie had like shit breath, right?
Yeah, he's got bad fumes,
Bad fumes?
Yeah.
Can't you just say to Mookie, hey, Mookie, what, like, how would it, like, would he get that close to you that you could smell?
In the outfield, changing pitchers, but Mookie's a great guy, man.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, if we shared the same position, Mookie Wilson, he's that's a name, man.
Great teammates,
he's
right?
He's a great teammate.
Yeah.
I mean, a bunch of great teammates, but...
You had some teammates.
But remember something, though. The 86 Mets, I mean, the 93 Phillies, we made them look like They made the Met team look like children, dude.
Yeah, but you must have loved that, right? Because you were fucking pissed off that the Mets got rid of you, right? So you was just like, when you got to the Phillies, you just wanted to shit all over the Mets, right?
I don't know. I love the Mets, man. Actually, I was so fortunate to play.
I was brokenhearted when you left the Mets.
Yeah,
you still had a lot of play in you.
It was Davey.
Davey did it to you.
No,
you think he was jealous?
No, what it was, he was hammered a lot.
Yeah.
So everyone says he's a player's manager. Of course he's a player's manager. No one talks to him. He's fucking hungover all the time.
Oh.
But see, if you go back to the Mets thing, you can point to a game I say in my book, in 1988 when he should have went to the bullpen and didn't and set us way back. But it was kind of weird getting traded to Philadelphia, like when they just say, you know,
hey, you're done.
Hey, you got traded. Thanks for your services and helping us.
How did Davey break it to you? Did he do it on the phone or did he do it in person?
No, I mean, it was during the game.
During the game, he told you?
Well, no, we're actually, here's my life again. We're playing Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And so right-hander was pitching, and I was like 1 for 1, and Davey says, you're done. That's enough. I said, what the fuck, what?
What do you mean I'm done?
So I go up to the clubhouse. I'm listening to Harry Callis, one of the all-time great announcers, and a lot of action today at the vet. I think his initials are LD. So I said, I just got traded. So then the game ends, and you sit in your little cubby hole, you know, and you wait for the tap. And I got the tap, and they said, Davey wants to see you in his office. So I go in the office, and he says, just want you to know we traded you to the Philadelphia Phillies. We thank you for your services and helping us win a World Series.
It's cold, huh, dude?
It was really kind of... That's how probably those women must have...
Who knows, man?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, hey, maybe it drove. That's why you were so good with the Phillies. Well, maybe because it kind of drove you to be great.
Well, I mean, I was,
you know, why'd you hate baseball? You said earlier.
No, I mean, I didn't hate baseball until I had to take so much shit to get on the field.
Yeah.
I mean, meaning, like, I had to, like, I'd see my teammates. This isn't, remember, now we're in the 90s, and when I was with the Mets, I didn't take shit, dude.
Right, you were healthy.
I love playing.
Yeah.
I mean, but in Philly, and I wanted the money. So I see my teammates drinking like 18, 20 beers a game to take the pain after the game, take their pain away. And I'm kind of a cut through and like trying to find the shortcut. And so I told my trainer, I said, like, there's got to be something else, man.
Right.
He gives me this one white pill and there's a Vicodin. So one drink, one white pill. And I said, I figured it out again.
Yeah, Vicodin will save me. I'm back in the game. Yeah.
And it did. I mean, it got me through for a while until
it didn't work anymore.
Well, no, what happens is you become dependent on them, and next thing I know, I'm taking 30 a day and checking the scoreboard to see, like, I mean, like there's times I thought I was going to die out there.
How many times in your life have you been in rehab?
Well,
for real.
For real. Yeah, not out on the road fucking girls.
Well, just in one time.
Yeah.
And what's the craziest thing about
Does
that
it
time?
work?
I don't know. I mean, I didn't.
It didn't work on you.
Yeah. Well, but the time I was there was in Malibu. It was called Promises, and like you had to go there to be cool.
Mm-hmm.
And so the guy that actually kept me there was Charlie Sheen.
Ah.
He was in there at that time.
Right.
That was after a long, like a 10-day run with Mickey Rourke, though.
Oh, yeah. You used to hang with him, too, huh?
Yeah, that motherfucker owes me $30,000, too.
Does he?
And I want it. Yeah, he made some money.
How does he owe you $30,000?
He was having hard times.
Right.
And
do you still hang with him?
Fuck, no, man. I mean...
You got to watch who you hang with, right?
We were in a bungalow, because I was getting ready to go to the Promises. So before I went in, I was going to go out in flames. I said, I'm going to party before I go in.
Right.
So I check in a bungalow at the Beverly Hills Hotel. I don't know, $3-4 a night. Next thing I know, it's like the 10th day, and I look in the mirror, and I'm holding fucking that little fucking dog of his, and I got a scarf he wore around his neck, and I said, this is fucking bad.
In other words, you're telling me you're about to check into rehab, and you say, fuck it. Before I go into rehab, I'm going to party like a maniac.
Yeah, I'm going to go out and play.
So you check into a hotel with Mickey.
Yeah.
And you and Mickey are sharing a room?
No, we have a bunch of suites.
A bunch of suites?
Yeah, but
and you end up sleeping with Mickey's dog?
No. What happened was, what happened was I was so fucked up, I ended up, like looking in the mirror, and I caught some clarity. Some clarity came in, and I said, wow, I look like the Crypt Keeper from Tales of the Crypt.
Do you still get high?
No.
No more?
No, I piss...
Oh, you got to be careful. Are you allowed to legally drink and stuff?
No, 3 years in a row. That's why I waited. By the way, I waited for the book.
You can't smoke weed?
No, I never did smoke weed.
Oh.
It made me feel like a 2-year-old could kick my ass.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
Are you allowed to drink?
No, we didn't do any of that stuff.
You can't do any of that shit.
No, but...
You're clean and sober.
Yeah, I mean, I'm clear, man. I'm clear.
Wow, look at you.
Now, that you're done with...
Kind of clear.
Well,
are you on any medication that's prescribed?
No. Well, we'll get back to that.
I got a good question for you. I was reading the book. This is kind of cool. I wish somebody had done this with me. I wonder how you figured this out. When you were a kid and you wanted to play baseball, you would sit for hours and take a ping pong ball and throw it into the wall, throw it against the wall and catch it. And you said, that way, when I get on the field, that fucking baseball is going to look gigantic.
Yeah.
That was brilliant.
Yeah.
Who told you to do that?
I just taught myself. I mean, I taught myself pretty much everything. I mean, in the big leagues, remember, you're in the big leagues, they don't even really teach you anything. I mean, but remember, I'm a guy that had one friend in high school. And you know why I had one friend? I just have someone to play catch with.
Right.
I mean, I was on a mission.
You didn't like people?
No, I just wanted to be a millionaire.
Just busy.
You wanted to be a millionaire?
Yeah.
Did you get pussy in high school?
Yeah, I was a pipe cleaner, do some pipe cleaning.
What do you
mean?
What
does that mean?
I mean, I just, clean your pipes,
You would clean your own pipes?
Well, no, not my own.
Are you saying this is sexual?
I actually never jerked off till I got in prison.
You didn't jerk off till you got in prison?
Yeah.
Even as a kid, you never tried it?
No, well, PC doesn't deserve to be whipped around like that.
No, you never jerked off as a kid?
No, but once you get in the cooler, it's kind of rough.
How many times a day would you jerk off in the cooler?
Well, I mean, it's like you read and jerk off, read.
What did you do more, reading or jerking off?
I mean, well, the problem is your skin gets kind of raw,
When you first did it, did you even know how to do it?
I mean, it was just like something else to do, And
did you go insane in prison? I mean, because you were used to a life of women and drugs and fucking money and jets and hotels. Yeah. Were you going, how did you get through that?
Well, you know what I did, man?
What?
I did what I did like I always do, no matter where I am in life. The reason I named this book, the third chapter, LLC, that's the copyright, is because the first chapter of my life was pretty fucking good.
Right.
Second chapter, and the third chapter hasn't been written yet.
Right.
But so, I don't live back there. I don't live in negativity.
You got any money now, or are you broke?
Yeah, I'm doing okay.
You're all right?
I mean, I don't have what I had, but...
Where you living?
I'm living with this great guy. His name's Eric Peterson. He's
So you're sharing an apartment?
No, I help him out at his guest house. He's got a big mansion in Beverly Hills.
And you live in the guest house?
Yeah, to help him. And then I got another probably the two best friends I have. Tom Borowski's another guy.
But does it fuck your head up living in the guest house when you used to be the dude in the main house?
No, because I know it's just a matter of time until
you get back on your feet.
Yeah, I know.
What?
They said, I was talking to them, they said he's the best house guest they ever had. He cleans like crazy, and he could also build stuff.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I have because remember, it's important that the canvas is clean before I can do my artwork.
Right.
So I have a fetish with cleaning, so.
Are you getting laid at all now? Or is it tough?
Well, it's more it's like, if I can't, it's like.
You can't get it up?
I take the dick pill.
So, the new dick pills or the old dick pills?
No, anyone can get. But the thing about it is if I do come, it's like, fucking, you think a murder is going on, number one.
Why, you bleed?
No, it's just so hard, dude. And then if I do come, it's like, poof.
What do you mean? I'm not following this.
I'm not fucking, no. Like, when I was younger, I could be like Spider-Man, just pick a shot.
Right, where you could shoot all over the place.
Your left eye, above your left eye.
You could hit a target.
You were shooting ropes.
Yeah, but then now, it's like...
Yeah, but so what? Who cares how you come? I mean, as long as you do.
I don't know if sometimes...
Sometimes you don't even think you came.
Yeah. Well, no, it's just not that often.
You're losing the desire?
But it's more the thrill of the kill.
Are you losing the desire?
No, it's just the thrill of the kill, It's
right.
Like, sometimes I'll go to grocery stores and pick up on, on women or married one and they'd get them naked and I'd say, like, get your fucking clothes back on.
Why?
To teach them a lesson,
Oh, to show them.
Yeah, and
hey,
say,
man,
you're gonna fuck me? I said, you're married, man. I don't fuck with wives.
So you'll go with a married woman.
I don't go with one.
No, I'm saying, and then you get her in bed. She's naked, right?
No, I don't get her. Yeah, you get her.
And then all of a sudden you go, put your clothes back on. You're married.
Yeah, what the fuck you doing?
Wow.
Learn from me.
Learn.
Yeah, I like to help people.
Man, you're playing into a whole fucking new game.
Well, that's a crazy lesson.
You really are a good guy. You really help people.
I'd help people.
You really help people.
Yeah, I help people.
Yeah.
No,
did you have a racial preference with women? Are you into white chicks, black chicks? Do you ever have Asian chicks? I mean, have you?
No, I'm
You don't care.
As long as it's clean.
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 How do you know if a girl is clean?
Well, I can kind of tell.
Is it the sniff test?
Well, no, Well, I do carry I carry tongue depressors. Like
you do?
You do an examination?
God bless you. Do you really examine these women?
Well, PC.
With a tongue depressor?
Yeah, well, yeah, because, you know, like, you gotta make sure that you can't.
Can you tell me if Robin is clean right now?
No tongue.
Lenny, what about multiple women at the same time? Have you ever had an orgy scene?
No, I'm not really into that because I'm a pleaser. So like, I like to make them like go places they've never been. So like, I get all these arms and legs and like.
Could you ever get like a blowjob in the locker room or like in the dugout or anything like that, or is that too risky?
I had some spots.
You have spots in the
baseball park.
At the scene, yeah.
Wow.
I have a bat boy.
Where's the craziest place you ever got a blowjob?
Well, in the where the field crew does their
the maintenance guys.
What I would do is I'd have the bat boy, you know, pick out one and I'd say go tell her and bring her down.
Jeez.
So then next thing you know, like 20 minutes later, I'd be in the batter's box.
Doesn't that drain you before a game sometimes, or do you purposely not have sex before a game?
It's outdrug it, man.
It doesn't matter.
It's outdrug it.
You what?
Outdrug it. Take more shit.
Oh, and that'll get you pumped up.
Yeah, amphetamines, man. Like,
wow.
It was gold, bro.
Wow.
Gold.
Wow.
I mean, because listen, you're playing every day. Think about this. I mean, that's why the game of baseball now, I mean, drugs are pretty much out of the game now. And that's why it's like kind of boring. It's like milk and cookies, you know?
Right.
Is that why it's boring?
It's boring.
Yeah.
Like,
I was wondering why it was so boring. I don't watch it anymore.
I don't either, man.
You don't watch anyone?
No, it's boring. Well,
like, do you watch the Mets at all? Or?
I love the Mets. I love the organization. I love the fans, and I love everything about it. When I come to New York, they still recognize me, and I got like, I mean,
yeah, you look good. Okay. You got all your hair.
But I'm okay. Like, I'm in California. The dudes are like pussies. They put the shoe polish in there, you know?
Yeah. Like, you're a man.
I don't give a fuck.
Women like you because you're manly.
Yeah. Well, and you know, I'm selling dreams. You know?
You're selling a dream.
Yeah, I'm selling that.
Did you ever fuck another player's wife?
No. See, never fucked with wives. Never fucked with friends. Never, you know, like stepsisters.
You don't do that.
None of that shit.
Look at you. Who was the biggest asshole on the Mets back then? Back in the day, besides Davey.
I don't.
Who were the guys you?
Well, Greg Jeffries was, but he was at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a dick. He didn't know how to play.
Really? Do you get guys like that? How do they get into the big leagues if they don't know how to play?
I mean, I don't know. They get to the big leagues, but they couldn't be better. In fact, most players, about 90% of the players, don't know how to play.
Really?
They play wrong. I mean, you either play right or you play wrong. There's no middle.
Do a lot of guys play wrong?
Yeah. And so what they end up doing is they end up cheating themselves, their fans, the organization.
But Craig Jeffries won Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I don't know what he won.
You shouldn't have won that.
Him and D, that's another thing. Anyway, that's all boring shit, man.
No, let's get back to these blowjobs.
Yeah, well, it's artwork. See?
Yeah, it sure is. Robin watches porno to learn how to get blowjobs.
I've never watched porno.
No? I can't believe you didn't jerk off till prison.
Yeah, no.
How old were you when you first got laid?
I was 16, and a senior took advantage of me.
Took advantage of you?
Yeah, she put on that song, All of My Love by Led Zeppelin.
Oh, yes.
And next thing I know, she started to write. She got on me, and I was like, what the fuck?
And that was it. You were hooked.
Well, no, what happened was then I kept knocking on her door each morning, but she never let me back in.
Lenny, you're such a ladies' man. Did you ever fuck a teacher?
How'd you know that?
That's right. I knew it. I knew you fucked the teacher. When I used to watch you play for the Mets, I said, I bet this guy fucked the teacher.
Mrs.
Well, don't give any names. Mrs. Somebody.
Yeah, no, she was blonde and wow. You're bringing me
fucked her.
What grade was this?
I was a senior.
Oh. Senior?
You were a senior and you fucked a teacher.
Yeah.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
Was she hot?
I mean,
was she hot, or was just the idea of fucking?
She was hot. And it was more about, it was strict, like, you know, when you're 18, you're just fucking going, you know.
Right.
There's no artwork.
Was she married or was she single?
Single. She's single.
And she was good looking?
Good, hot.
How many times did you fuck her?
A couple times, you know.
No shit.
Times here and there. It was kind of rough.
Did you tell any of your friends, or do you keep it to yourself? I would, if I could have gotten a teacher to fuck me, I would have kept quiet.
Everybody would have known it.
No, I would have kept quiet. Maybe I tell a few people.
No, I keep that.
You kept that shit quiet.
In the weeds, you know.
Oh, man, because these kids today who fuck their teachers, they all go around bragging about it, and then the whole jig is up.
Yeah, in the weeds. I'd be in the weeds, you know.
Yeah. But, did you go to our house and fuck her? Where would you take her?
No, it was, she had an apartment.
Nice.
She had an apartment.
Boy, you must have been some player.
Not a player, man. I'm normal. I'm just, I think
Lenny, come on, normal.
But how do you get a teacher?
No,
Lenny, you got a teacher. That's the
no, because...
Fuck winning a World Series.
Right.
You fucked your teacher.
Hey, but it's because I'm pretty good, like, I do therapy with them, you know, I work on their minds. You know.
What do you tell them? What do you tell your teacher?
What was the teacher's problem?
No, I was telling her, I don't know what I told her about some lie. I mean,
of course.
But the bottom line, dude, at the end of the day.
Go ahead.
At the end of the day.
Yeah, I hear you.
I mean, pussy is really what kind of took me out. Because, see, the plane...
Pussy ruined you.
Well, think about it. I mean, why did I want the plane?
You wanted the plane to impress girls.
Okay, why did I play baseball so hard?
To impress girls.
Okay, that ended me on drugs. So everything at the end of the day comes down.
Women.
That's why I feel sorry for fucking dudes that like are, you know, not that they're gay.
Yeah.
You think a guy like wants to wake up next to another guy's hairy ass? He can't help that. I feel bad for him. No, I do.
Yeah.
I mean,
his pussy's so great.
Well, no, I mean, that's a gift from God, bro.
Yes, it is.
Sometimes when I sleep and you look back and it's, wow.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God you weren't gay. Although, if you had been gay, maybe you wouldn't have gotten into trouble. Maybe you never would have gone to jail.
Yeah, dude, no one's putting no dick in my ass.
No, I understand that, but I'm saying then you wouldn't have been so, driven.
Well, driven, yeah. But see, the trouble, I learned a lot, though.
But although if you're a gay guy, which I am not, I'm most heterosexual.
Yeah.
But if you're a gay guy, hairy ass is as pretty as a girl's ass.
Right.
See? They don't
see, hairy ass, see, I even went against that. I was taking this drug that was illegal.
Yeah.
From Germany, so it made me not shit, you know.
You took a drug that made you not shit? I want that.
Because I'm a clean freak.
Are you?
And so where did what happened?
Well,
what drug makes you not shit?
Well, it's illegal. It's from Germany. And
what's it called? I gotta get that.
It doesn't work no more.
It doesn't? How often, like, how many times a day would you, like, when you're not on the drug, how many times a day do you shit?
No, I don't.
You don't shit a lot?
No, I didn't.
Does it upset you that, like, when you shit, like, duty is, like, kind of left in your ass a little bit, and you got to get it out?
It's just all that, and it's gross, and, like, that's why I tell any girl I'm here, I say, don't ever take a shit in my fucking house.
Right.
Anywhere I'm...
Because that ruins the romance.
Go anywhere.
And don't tell me, like, yeah, I mean, like, even, I don't even like to hear him piss, you know?
Right.
It's like that whistling sound, you know?
Yeah. So what do you do? Why not put in a bathroom, like in a secret room, where they could go and freshen up?
With a soundproof area.
Well,
did a girl ever shit in your house?
No, I was more into robes and room service, remember. I was on the road.
Do you think it ruined your marriage, in a sense, because you had to see your wife shit, or at least hear her or smell the room after she took a shit?
Actually, it's impossible, because I built this house where there was a his and her bathroom. Her shitter was way the fuck over there.
Is that the key to a great marriage?
That's the key to a great marriage. Anybody that doesn't do that...
Lenny, you're selling a dream.
Lenny didn't have a great marriage.
Well, I actually did.
He did.
No,
he did. That wasn't it.
I actually had a great wife.
Really?
Yeah.
You had a great wife?
No, and I didn't ever bring any of that. I didn't do that. I mean, I'm not proud of doing what I did. But,
you got carried away.
Well, I just...
you should have built an outhouse for women.
Well, I just felt like I had a duty to help women.
Duty, there we are again.
An obligation.
Right.
How's he helping? I still don't get that.
Well,
Robin, lay down. Take your clothes off. Lenny will show you how he helps.
Well, you would get it. No, Robin, you would get it.
You would get it.
If you experience this art, it's like it's very rhythmic.
Is part of pleasing
so you
a woman?
consider yourself an expert?
Well, I'm a pecan Picasso.
Why don't you write a second book about, like, just how to treat women?
Well,
is going down on a woman key? How do you learn the technique? Because I know women don't like it when I do it. I can see.
Really?
Yeah, they're like, okay, hurry up and fuck me.
No. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I'm not a people pleaser.
No, see, I'm like, it's just very gentle. You know how it's rhythm. It's like...
Your tongue.
Well, then the paint gets a little wet. See, then we gotta let it dry a little.
Wow.
Then we blotch some on, then and eventually we're building this beautiful painting.
Wow, dude.
And I put a fucking frame around it, too.
Go back to this drug about shitting. How long did you go without shitting?
Not too long. No, I didn't take that drug too long. It's ripping up my...
Were you ever with a woman...
That's not a good drug for you.
Lenny, were you ever with a... This is all important stuff. I can't let you out without learning.
Yeah.
Were you ever with a woman and she said, look, I have to take a dump, or you caught her taking a dump and you said, look, I gotta leave?
No, I'd tell her, get the fuck out of here.
You would?
Yeah, look.
So
unless she's a Russian. The Russians are mean, man.
Russian you would fuck no matter what.
No, I don't fuck with those Russians.
Well, what if a girl takes a shower and cleans up afterwards?
No, I don't know.
Wow.
Because I can't.
The thought will stay with you.
Only a guy who gets a lot of pussy would throw a woman out for taking a shit.
Well, no, it's like, come on, man.
Right. Why didn't you make the women take the no-shit drug?
No. Oh, good call. See, that's why you're sitting there and I'm sitting here.
Yeah, I got a lot of thoughts like that. Let me tell you something. This book is going to blow your mind. Yeah. Obviously, everyone has to buy it. Yeah. Right, Lenny? Because, I mean, they're going to learn things like this.
Well, they're going to learn, though, too.
Is this 7,000 pages, this book?
No.
Because really, you got a lot of life in you.
Well, what it is I had, you hire these ghostwriters, they say, and so I couldn't get on the same page with this guy. I was like, but I couldn't take it. So I finally, I called my editor up and who's awesome with HarperCollins, Peter Hubbard, and I said, my book's due in a couple of weeks, and I said, well, you know what? I just fired my writer. I'm writing the motherfucker myself.
You did it yourself?
Yeah, I did, and you know what? I locked myself in a room, and Eric's, my buddy's mansion in the guest house up there, and literally there was blood on the fucking keyboards every fucking night, 6 months straight.
When you type, it's not supposed to go down like that.
Yeah, but everything like that's for me.
You're so intense.
Yeah. Well, I just grinded and I grinded and.
How long did it take you?
6 months.
And you wrote it all yourself?
Yeah. And I had help from some
the editors,
some of the big words that you use.
Yeah.
Thesaurus.
Flaccid.
Thesaurus is
flaccid.
Good. But yeah, I like that word.
Yeah.
But see, the book though is funny. It's sad. In fact, Stephen King.
Yeah.
I asked my editor. I said, aren't we supposed to get somebody
Did you go? Did you? I think I heard this story.
Yeah.
Did you go to Stephen King's house and knock on his door and say, "Hey, write something about my book"?
And I Pearl Harbored him. Yeah.
What do you mean you Pearl Harbored?
Well, I
him?
mean, I just
showed a sneak attack.
Who else did you Pearl Harbor? You Pearl Harbored another writer, didn't you? Who?
John Grisham, but
you fucking Pearl Harbored John Grisham?
Well, right. Well, literally, here's what. But no, to get experience, to learn from him, to capture the whale, which was King.
Right.
See, because King, remember Stephen King? He's kind of.
He's the guy.
He's been down. He's walked in my shoes.
Yeah.
Meaning, but I didn't tell him to do anything. I just said, if you feel it's worthy,
write a little something.
Yeah. And you know what he wrote?
What did he write?
He wrote.
Get the fuck out of my house.
No, he wrote tough. He said. Strangely beautiful. One of the best sports autobiographies I've ever read.
Really?
Wow.
Interesting.
So,
hey, that's an endorsement.
Well,
dude.
that's an endorsement by the most famous living writer there is. And
pick one. Who do you like better, Ron Darling or Keith Hernandez?
Well, I like them both, but I mean, Max was more my guy. Darling, he's a pitcher,
Right.
I mean, Yale and all that stuff.
Hey, can you explain something to me? Because you flew to Israel when you were addicted to opiates. You flew to Israel, and they performed surgery on you to overcome your opiate addiction in 1998.
What surgery is that?
What surgery can you get to get over? Because if that's the case, wouldn't a lot of people be doing that?
Well, they are doing it now. It's called rapid detox. But what happened is they didn't have this Suboxone drug now to help these people on opiates. Mm-hmm. And so I had this...
Wow.
Well, first of all, it was when I was with the Phillies, and I was afraid I was going to get, caught, so I would wear disguises when I go interview these doctors. So I finally found this doctor named Dr. Jim Berman, who saved my life. He was a fucking genius, but he kept trying to detox me, and he had to use methadone, and I couldn't get off it, and I never, I couldn't take being controlled by this pill, and I said, there's got to be something else, and he said, well, there is, and he says, but it's a little, different. I said, what do you mean? And he says, well, it's in Israel. I said, Israel? Isn't that where they're blowing them fucking people up?
No. I'm not going there.
And then he said, and then there's more. He said, the doctor, there's only been one patient in the world to ever have it done. You'd only be the second.
What do they actually operate on?
Well, no, they suck out the opiates. They put you to sleep for 10 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, and then he said, the third thing is it's kind of expensive. He said it's $250,000.
No problem for you. Said, you were rolling it.
Well, I mean, I said, let me think about this. Okay, Israel, second patient in the world. And
yeah, that's kind of scary stuff.
So I said, fuck it, I'm going. I'm fucking going.
Did you get on the private jet?
No, I didn't take a private jet. I took one of the LL, whatever.
Right, LL Airlines.
And it was
you fuck any Israeli girls while you were there?
No, I got annihilated on the way there. It was actually the second time I ever cried.
Really? What was the first?
When he was born.
The first time was when my mom wouldn't let me play in Little League games. I had fever. Because, you know, my dad used to spank me. I used to say, like, "Hey, you done yet?"
Right.
You know, but what happened when I got there? You know, I hired a couple of Israeli hit squad guys, you know, to protect me, and I said, "Take me to my doctor." And so I walk in, and it sounded like a doctor's office, like you think we have here. It's a real small little place, and I see this dude smoking in this window, man. And I'm like, he turns around, he's got scars all over him, dude.
That's your doctor?
That's your doctor?
No, and I said, and he started talking, and I kind of like, I got emotional, man, and because I was scared. I mean, I was going to do this thing.
Yeah, like, you're doing this thing.
Yeah, and so he walks up to me, and he picks me, puts me, and he pins me. He says, "Look at me. I'm not going to let you die."
Yeah, beautiful.
And so I nicknamed him Dr. God.
Yeah.
No, but see, so it turns out, I said, "Hey."
Turns out you were in the wrong office.
Yeah, no, it turns out I asked my boys. I said, well, my two bodyguards said, "There's something about that dude. That guy's a badass." I said, "Badass? That guy, he's a legend here. He's on the front lines with all of them." And fixing
in the Army.
Yeah, but now they have that all over, rapid detox.
Dude, you have done it all. Rapid
So what
detox.
was it, like a blood cleaning
what they do is,
kind of thing?
They took his blood out.
Wow.
Well, they do 10 hours, and they suck all the opiates out, and you wake up opiate-free.
Wow.
But, it's a
you
little
still
rough.
feel pretty rough,
Well,
right?
Fuck.
Hey, did you throw your book party?
10 rounds with Tyson, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, huh? You had a book party, huh? Where, we had at a strip club? Is that a dangerous place for you? Because that could set off all kind of,
yeah, remember, I'm 0 for a million. In strip clubs, 0 for a million.
Yeah,
that's a safe spot.
That's a safe spot for you.
But see, I'm going to do a book tour actually after this, and it's called The House of Nails, and we get a fucking like a tour bus with rock and rollers.
And I see a big fucking relapse here, dude. Dude, what are you doing?
It's not a relapse. It's just about educating people about the way to do things right.
Yeah. When's the last time you got laid?
It's been a little while.
What's your age range for fucking? Would you fuck a woman your own age?
Oh, yeah, I mean, if they paid me.
If they paid you?
Yeah. Well, in Beverly Hills.
But I mean, what's the age you like?
I have a few clients in Beverly.
You do? Like women that pay you to fuck?
Not so much that, it's more for, they want,
go ahead.
Companionship.
No shit.
Yeah. They're like widows.
Dude, that's the ultimate move.
Yeah, I know.
You get chicks to pay you to...
Well, not chicks, though, dude. You're talking ground. You're talking
about older women.
You're talking about a fucking gray bush, bro.
No shit.
I mean...
Have you seen these broads naked?
Well,
will you fuck them to help them?
You don't have to fuck them. Their bones are brittle.
I see.
Yeah, they're brittle.
You get women paying you for companionship?
Well...
Dude.
It's always got to eat, man.
Wow. Well, how many women you got on the line? I'd like to get into that business.
There's 3, but one of them's killing me.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
She always wants to fucking stick her tongue down my throat.
And you're not into it?
Well, she's fucking 80, dude, or something.
You could, throw up.
So, I mean, but...
You're a gigolo. You're a male gigolo. Dude.
But I'm not going to do that no more.
Lenny, you're a male...
You giving that up?
Yes, you are. Lenny, you're a male gigolo.
No, I'm kind of... I lived a lot of lives. There's like 5 of me.
So these chicks take you around with them, and then they introduce you, everyone in the room.
No, it's just about companionship. And
do you just go to their houses, or you don't go out with them?
Yeah, well, so they want to go to dinner sometimes.
Right.
But like I said, now that
do they want to introduce you to their friends?
No, man.
Yeah, we don't want that.
No, we don't want that either. And
what's the oldest woman you ever fucked? Would you ever fuck an 80-year-old?
I mean...
If you had to?
I mean, it's my duty,
Right.
I mean,
you're a good man.
But it's not a lot of. It's not like missionary fucking pounding. I mean,
no.
It's not. I mean, it's just more of a gentle, Howard's like, you just got to just kind of.
Are you ever afraid they'll die while they're in the sack with you?
Well, their bones are brittle.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Wow. Lenny Dykstra, who knew you were so complex, man?
Well, more than that, I'm actually a nice guy. Meaning,
look at you.
Except on the baseball field.
No, hey, that's where you get competitive.
Well, I can't take it now. Like, when we played, we had a motto at the Phillies, when we played, we're going to their house, we're going to take their money, and we're going to fuck their women.
Right.
And if you talk to anyone on the other team, we're fighting. Now they all laugh with each other.
They're all pals.
What the fuck, man?
Right.
I mean, I don't get it. I don't know.
Has a woman,
let me ask you this, because you're a guy I can talk to. What, has a woman ever eaten your ass?
So smart, man.
Dude, Lenny, has a woman ever eaten your ass?
She tried. One of them tried it.
Is that not your thing?
You don't want anything going on.
I don't want that either.
Nothing near my ass, man.
Me too. But all these guys are into that.
No. There's 3 things I tell them. Look, don't tell me to pull your fucking hair. Don't tell me to choke you. You need to put your finger in my ass. I'll break it off.
Wow.
That's it.
You're
Those 3
angry
things.
about that.
No,
yeah.
this is just 3 things. Those are 3 rules, you know? Well, the shit part, whatever.
Right. Well, that's fair enough. But at least you lay out the rules ahead of time.
But see, like, I always wasn't such a performer.
Right.
But see, you have to make adjustments as you get older. Because, you know, you can't pitch a 10 at will, you know, like.
You see this expression on my face?
Yeah.
This is one of shock. You understand that? Yeah.
Come on,
I'm like,
you've heard it all.
No, I mean,
you've seen it all.
Would you ever give a chick anal?
No. What?
Would you put your dick in a chick's ass?
No, man.
You would not?
Fuck,
I've done that.
That's crazy.
I've done it.
Why?
Well, it's they like it sometimes.
No, man. No.
Very rarely. I've only done it like 3 times.
That's just the wrong. Like,
it's wrong.
It's just the wrong. That's why there's maybe AIDS and all that shit happens.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not that
you.
smart. I don't know how it works, but
I wore rubber, dude.
I
wore rubber. I always wear rubber.
You put a coat on.
Yeah. Who are you voting for? You can't vote because you went to jail, right?
I was going to say.
You supporting Trump or Clinton?
Well, the United States of America took that right away from me because I'm a convicted felon.
Exactly.
So I can't vote. So I wouldn't vote anyway. I mean,
do you have fake teeth so you can eat and stuff?
That's the problem. See, part of my fucking skill
of what, eating women out
has to do with. Oh my god! Oh my goodness!
No, that's a dedicated motherfucker.
You dedicated your life to eating pussy that you don't want teeth?
No, they all. See, you didn't really know it.
How do you eat, Lenny? Well, seriously, you don't have any teeth.
I can eat anything except an apple.
You can still eat an apple?
That's the only thing I can't eat.
Really? Oh, you can't?
I can take a fucking steak down.
But what do you do? Like, how do you break a food down without teeth?
This fucking
your gums?
Nails, man.
Man, you are a tough bastard.
But see, the thing is, you know, the teeth thing, it's like, it's too much fucking work and
maintaining them.
Well, and they all say you're so gentle, you know, because you couldn't tell that I didn't have my teeth when I walked in.
No, you conceal it pretty well.
Yeah, I conceal it pretty well. I love that answer because sometimes you can tell. Yeah. Conceal it pretty well. That's a good word.
I can't tell you don't have teeth.
I like the way you use English language.
Thank you, man.
Conceal it pretty well.
Yeah, I'm selling dreams too.
Yeah, you're selling a lot more than that. Yeah. By the way, you own this building, I heard.
Yeah, sure. Hey, I wish I did. Lenny Dykstra, let me wrap this up because you know.
Where's this going?
I know, we're just fucking talking, man.
Bro.
Yeah. Hey, who's the hottest celebrity out there right now? I'm talking about chick who you see on TV or movies. Like, if you could bang, like, who is the girl that gets your attention right now?
Well,
let's put it out there because you never know.
She might call you.
She might call
you.
So
gentle.
Well, actually, I was.
Who is the girl?
Well, actually, this one, Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, Scarlett Johansson.
Well, but I thought that was like a Gone with the Wind chick. Or
right,
something.
Scarlett.
Well, one of my buddies, big swinging dick, because I asked my editor, do we need like a chick to say something good about my book?
Yeah.
And I said I can get Scarlett Johansson.
Do you know her?
Well, no. But that's
but doesn't matter.
Well, no, but he was smart. He said they're going to ask her, like, do you know him? And so you're going to get humiliated. So I said, fuck, you're right. Fuck that.
Lenny, look, let me tell you something. Who is the hottest chick? Is it Scarlett Johansson right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's I'm not into the hot. I'm not into the hot. I'm more into the clean, the fresh faces.
Okay.
Not a lot of war paint.
Could you fuck Hillary Clinton if you had to?
Fuck no.
No.
Oh my God, that's the devil.
What if she said? What if she needed companionship?
Yeah.
The devil dressed in sheep's clothing, bro.
You couldn't sell a dream to her?
No, I wouldn't want to.
Who's the cleanest celebrity? Like chick-wise?
Not that many celebrities. I'm not into celebrities. No. I'm not a Hollywood fucking guy.
No, okay.
I'm not
fair enough.
You're living out there.
Yeah. Well, it's the weather's perfect, but but it's Holly weird, you know.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, but I'm not into the
Lenny Dykstra, let me say something about you. You've done it all. You're a champion. You played hard. You worked hard.
Do you still have all your ring and your...
No, well, the government took most of that stuff, and then I had to pawn it off. But
that's a whole nother story.
But yeah, not only that, but I don't care.
You don't give a shit about that. You had the accomplishment.
Right. See?
Yeah, you did it. That's the memory.
Let me tell you something about me. And again, I know we got to wrap this up, and this is kind of how it's come full circle. Like,
wrap this up. Give us something.
Let me tell you, man. I'll give you the thing. I bought pretty much anything I ever wanted. I bought my planes, I bought whatever.
Bought houses,
and see,
cars.
I was very fortunate to grow up in a good family, meaning my mom was an awesome mom. She lived but she worked every day at the phone company, made no money, and her dream was always to have a Mercedes, you know?
Right.
And so, like, when I finally started making some money, I called up the Mercedes dealership. It was their birthday. And I said, deliver a brand new Mercedes to my mom's driveway.
Right.
So I called my mom, and I said, hey, Mom, happy birthday. Once you walk outside, she said, what's going on, son? And she walked outside and started crying.
Yeah.
So, like, of all the shit I've ever bought, like, the most satisfying, the best feeling I ever had was that. Fuck the planes, fuck the pussy, fuck everything else. That was real, that was genuine, that was like... I mean, I don't want to sound gay, you know, but...
You don't sound gay.
But I'm saying it was really...
this sounds more masculine than anything you've said.
Yeah, it is masculine.
This is more than even, like, not letting girls shit in your house.
Yeah. Well, that's a problem. But no, so when I look back at it, like, you know, sometimes even when I was with my kids, I was a good dad. I made a lot
kids
of mistakes.
still talking to you and everything?
Great. Yeah. But even when I was home and I thought I was good, you know, buying stuff, I wasn't really present.
Right.
It was about the next deal or who's the next victim.
You were on fire.
I was just, always on the move. It was never enough.
Right.
See?
Do you wish you could do it all over again with the kids?
No, the kids, I did. I mean, of course we wish we could do things different, but I wouldn't really change what I did. I mean...
See, it all goes back.
It's so much fucking fun.
All right, listen, Lenny.
But
was it fun? Was it all fun?
It was. Well,
not the prison, but other than that, you had a lot of fun.
Dude, like
you did it all. You lived your life.
Like that, he used to tell me, you know, like, there's probably a lot of guys with a lot more money than you, but nobody can fucking party. Like
How old are you now?
53.
Oh, no shit.
With mileage, man.
Yeah.
A lot of mileage.
Yeah.
No, but real mileage, you know.
Road mileage.
Yeah,
I hear you. All right. Listen. Lenny, you've wet people. You made your mom wet with tears. You made the women wet, and now you've whetted the audience's appetite.
Let me ask one more question.
Well, that was a great trifecta there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hall of Fame?
Well, I was on the ballot.
Yeah.
But see, remember though, my problem was I'd hit 300, and then I'd go party for 2 years and hit 300.
Consistency.
So the consistency.
Yeah, but...
Hey, you know what, man?
Yeah, the book's awesome, though. Trust me when I tell you.
You're a Hall of Fame pussy eater. That's the thing.
Yeah, well...
And you know what else?
If they ever erect...
Not many guys can be male gigolos. That's a rare thing.
I'm a technician.
You're a technician.
Yeah. It's like
you work at it.
The way I hit. Yeah. Everything was about percentages and playing the count. And baseball is a very complicated game. I mean, pussy is complicated.
Right.
If you do it right.
Everything you do with the same intensity.
Well, I do it right. Or I don't do it. You know, that's the way I live. So, like, I'm either flying in fucking planes or in the cooler.
Yeah.
No middle.
If you used a ping pong ball to figure, to get good at baseball, what'd you use to learn how to eat pussy?
Well, it's just, that's what I said. Remember what I told you? I thought God put me here to entertain people on the baseball field, but...
Also in person.
No, but it actually wasn't my calling, to help women. You know?
Help women.
Yeah, it's artwork.
I admire that. Lenny Dykstra's memoir, House of Nails. It's available now, wherever books are sold. Now, how can you not go read this book?
Nicholson's on the back cover, too.
Nicholson is on the back. Yeah. Charlie Sheen stories, baseball stories, everything in there. Now, to learn about upcoming signings and events, Lenny's doing the whole tour. Go to LennyDykstra.com and go meet Lenny, and he'll show you what to do.
Yeah.
He'll teach you.
Yeah.
And thank you for coming in today.
Yeah, and thank you for having me. It's an honor and
Will you show your penis to any of the people who come to your book signings? Because it's so perfect?
Well, that depends if there's some blood flow. So now that's the whole process. You got to take an hour before and get the pill and the fucking this.
And thank you for my copy of the book.
Oh, awesome. And by the way, I wanted to say... I challenge people because they think I'm this crazy fucking guy. They don't know.
Why would they think that?
Yeah, I know.
Exactly.
But what they're going to do is that book, and when I say something with absolute certainty, I'm right. That book is entertainment, meaning...
It's entertainment and it's honest.
And it's honest. It's real. It's raw. And the thing about it is, people in this country, they forget about, like, you got to be happy. Sometimes, like, we have to have fun.
Right.
And that book is everything.
It's the full life.
Yeah, and I'm proud of it. I left it all on the table there, you know.
Well, thank you for doing that. Lenny, thank you
Thanks
for coming
having
in.
me, man.
It was
It's
great
an
to
honor.
meet you, and we'll be back right after these words. Lenny Dykstra, everybody.
You understand?
Well, I saw Lenny Dykstra paying a lot of attention to you over there, Robin. You know, I thought he was quite taken with you.
Well, if I ever need a companion...
Yep. You know where to go.
I know where to look.
That man is a people pleaser. How about that? The legendary Lenny Dykstra in here. Hey?
Never knew the Mets were having so much fun.
Who knew? I was a
thought
kid.
Baseball was hard work.
I would watch those Mets. Lenny, Keith Hernandez, Ron Darling, Mookie Wilson. Sure. Yeah, Darryl Strawberry.
Dwight Gooden.
Who do you say had a big cock?
It was Darryl Strawberry, right?
Darryl Strawberry, was it? Or was it, yeah. Not Dwight Gooden. He said Darryl Strawberry. Yeah, he said it was so big. Big and thick, I take it.
He said it was a hammer.
A hammer. I didn't know. The most impressive thing I learned about Lenny Dykstra is that he is a male gigolo.
Yeah.
I myself would. I know a lot of guys like to get into that business. Very few can. You know what I mean? No older women seem to want me to accompany them anywhere.
And the dedication to not get teeth.
Yeah, for pussy. Lenny is a hooker, in a sense, right?
Yeah.
That's so cool. Very few guys can pull that off. How you like that? That is one busy guy. Well, Robin, we learned a lot today. I don't know what we learned. I need to digest that.
Yeah, really.
Oh, speech impediment man. I know you asked me if I was going to ask Lenny about pussy. Did you get enough pussy questions?
Yeah, I did. That was a great interview with Lenny. Thanks.
No, there you go.
He had a brother we used to call him Lenny and Squiggy in high school.
There you go.
Well, thank you for that.
We learned earlier that Speech Impediment Man went to high school with Lenny Dykstra, and accidentally Lenny hit Speech Impediment Man with a bat while they were playing baseball together. And that's how he lost his ability to speak clearly.
Right. And my brother signed him to his first baseball contract.
Yeah. Well, Lenny had said he fucked his teacher, too, in high school. You didn't know that, so you learned something.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Speech Impediment Man.
Hey, I wanted to ask if I could talk to Ronnie and I could be the new Brecky's man.
I don't know what you said, but no. The answer is no, I'm sure. What did he say?
I have no idea.
I mean, to
Ronnie and be the new Becky man.
Ricky man.
Oh, new Ricky's man.
Ricky's man, yeah.
Is Ronnie giving up that title?
Ronnie, come on now.
Squiggy. What an original thought.
My brother signed.
Yeah, we knew this guy named Lenny, and we called his brother Squiggy. Wow, what a fucking wit. No wonder he's in stand-up.
You understand?
What the hell is this guy talking about?
I don't know.
I just overheard Lenny Dykstra and Robin planning a show for if anything happens to me.
Well, there's certainly plenty to talk about there.
You're not kidding. You have a 20-hour show a day.
What'd you do last night, Lenny?
Well, Lenny is up to nonsense. He's a player.
I can't believe it. I was amazed.
He's something else.
Absolutely amazed.
What is it, Nick? Nick is on the air. Hey, Nick,
Hey,
in
now.
North Carolina, Nick.
Hey, now. I was just wondering, I got about 2 minutes into that and started listening to the way you were acting during the interview. And I just have to say that was a terrible interview, and I want to know who convinced you to have that guy in there.
Well, I don't feel that way. I enjoy talking to Lenny Dykstra. I didn't need any convincing. I am a fan. He was a legendary New York Met who kind of ran into lots of problems in his life.
I don't know. The guy seemed like he couldn't put a sentence together, and he definitely couldn't answer a question of yours with
Are you crazy?
a direct
He
answer.
answered every question. He
Yeah,
fucked
but
his
he-
teacher.
he-
Well, how much more
jumped
direct do you
around
need?
and-
Yeah, he jumped around, so he jumps around. So we jumped with him. All right, Nick. Well, Nick not a fan of Lenny's interview.
Oh, that's a shame.
What a shame. What a buzzkill. Well, what can you do? Lenny's different. He's not the kind of guy that thinks in a linear fashion.
Right.
That's all. I think Nick is jealous of the fact that Lenny has a beautiful penis.
A PC, a perfect
That's
gut.
a perfect PC.
You understand?
You're on. Go ahead. In North Carolina, Scott. See? North Carolina,
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Hey, Howard.
Hey.
I was going to say that interview that you did was awesome. I liked it.
Oh, please. Lenny talking about pussy for over an hour? How can you do better than that? Don't listen to that other guy. Of course. Wouldn't you hear anybody talking like that?
I was going to say one other thing, if you don't mind.
Yes.
Robin, you're the most beautiful woman in the world.
Aw.
Listen to this.
Why, thank you.
I happen to agree.
If you ever do a contest with Robin, I want to be there. I want to see if she'll go out with me.
Oh, she'll go out with you. You're her type. Because you're considerate and you compliment her.
I'm just a normal truck driver.
Nothing wrong with that. Truck drivers are what keep this country going.
Yeah, they keep us supplied.
Describe your looks.
5'10", 200 pounds, blue eyes, blonde hair.
That's just her type. Perfect. Thank you.
You understand?
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Howard Stern Wrap-Up Show. I'm your host, John Hine. 888-STERN-100, 888-783-7610 is the number to call as we wrap up today's Howard Stern program. I'm joined, of course, by my co-host, Stern Show executive producer, Gary Delabate.
Hello, hello.
And the gentleman from Sternthology. His name is Rasan.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
Guess what we're going to talk about today, guys?
Lenny Dykstra?
Yeah, Lenny definitely is one of the most memorable guests, I think, that has ever been on the Howard Stern program. We're going to talk about all the things that he pointed out to us.
John, like any great sports show, we need to break it down.
Yes, we will be breaking it down. We will be examining the highs and lows, really getting inside baseball here with Lenny.
You understand?
Well, a gentleman who did use his microphone today was Lenny Dykstra, the center fielder from the New York Mets in the late 80s and, of course, the Philadelphia Phillies later on. Fantastic ball player back when Howard was watching, Gary. So I didn't know Howard was such a big fan of the 86 Mets.
Well, he is in the Let's Go Mets Go video. If you ever watched that thing, they did a video with all famous New Yorkers. I believe like Joe Piscopo was in it, and Howard and Billy Crystal. But maybe not Billy Crystal because he's a Yankees fan. But Howard was into baseball to a degree. I mean, I don't think Howard would say like he's a huge fan, but you know, the city was definitely, you know, swept up in Mets fever that year, and Howard was aware of what was going on.
Yeah, and he liked how Lenny Dykstra played, and a lot of people feel that way about him. His nickname is Nails because he played hard. And forget about all the other stuff he did off the field. When you saw him out on the baseball field, and even in the book, he talks about how he played the right way. And some people would ask me, what does that mean? Well,
what does that mean?
It means that if you're a leadoff hitter, you try and get on base, and you take strikes. And if the guys are on, you hit the ball to the other side. And it's fundamental baseball, which he, grew up playing, and people appreciated that. Plus, he was willing to run into a wall or another player, anything to get the win. It's that competitive edge.
He was often compared back in the day to Pete Rose as far as his intensity, how much he gave, and what he was willing to do to win a game.
And also told Howard that he's out there to entertain. And I think a lot of athletes don't realize that, but it's awfully difficult to entertain if you're not a good ball player. And Lenny would do whatever it took to put himself out there. And so coming in today, Gary, I'm not sure what people expected because some people know about the baseball career, but a lot of other people know about what happened after the baseball career.
Well, there's a lot going on today. First of all, we got an early copy of the book a few weeks ago, so the book was floating around the office, and we were all sort of taking a look at it, and we were like, interesting. He's going to put it all out there because there's so many rumors about him as far as what happened when he was a baseball player and as far as what happened after he was a baseball player. And it was more than I could have imagined, I have to say. That whole idea, it's really brutal, but it's also genius to find out dirt on the umpires and then throw it in their face while you're in the batter's box.
I think that's brilliant. It's
brilliant.
It's brilliantly mischievous, but I mean, a ball is called, you turn around and go, "Hey, did you have a good time in, wherever last night?" And the ump's got to be thinking twice. I mean, he said he did it to get any edge he could. It's why he did steroids. It's why he played the way he played. We have a ton of calls on this already. No surprise there. Let's go to, we'll start with James in Philly. James, you're on the Howard Stern Wrap-Up Show.
Baba Booey to y'all.
Thank you.
Yeah, just a lifelong Phillies fan, and I've been listening to Howard since like 92 or whenever you guys came to the Philly market, so huge fan. But Lenny Dykstra, man, loved him as a player. Quite the body transformation from the guy I had the rookie card with the Mets to the guy who was a candidate for MVP or won the MVP in 93. I mean, he just bulked up a ton, and, you find out later some steroid use.
But didn't you, let's be honest, didn't you sort of know it at the time? Didn't you? I mean, the guy that was on the Mets and the guy that showed up to the Phillies was not the same guy. In your heart, didn't you know something weird was going on and just didn't want to admit it?
Well, I was 13 at the time. I'm 36 now. So, honestly, when the steroid revelations came along and, we started looking back, of course, yeah, it was like Lenny Dykstra. I mean, his numbers skyrocketed those couple years, and, it was obvious. But I got to be honest, the guy, he's a weird freaking guy, man. He reminded me today of that Lou Valera character you guys had on years ago. I mean, just an odd guy.
Yeah, he's definitely, a strange dude. With regard to, one, he didn't win the MVP. He came in second to Bonds that year, who, of course, was another steroid user. Yeah, looking in hindsight, it seems very obvious that these guys were all doing it. But at the time, one, when Lenny first started doing it, it was not illegal to do it in baseball. Right. Then he just became dependent on it. And he says, if I wasn't doing it, everybody else was, and I would have been left behind. But to hear him say he knew that his body couldn't last a 162-game season as being a 5'9", 160-pound guy before the steroids, that's why he took him. And, of course, to get a competitive edge, I totally buy that. But you still got to be able to hit the ball. I mean, and he led the league in hits that year.
But how much, it's one of those things, how difficult do you think it is if you're a player in that era and you go, I see what these guys are doing, I'm not going to do it because A, it's not fair, and B, I'm not going to fuck my body up like that. Because Lenny doesn't give a shit. He's like, the doctor gave him a harpoon, he would just stick it in his ass. He could care less. I don't think he ever thought for a minute what long-term effects there might be. So what do you do when you're a good player and you're going to play the fair way and you're not going to do that?
I think you have to take them ultimately, or you're going to be out of the league. I think
So do you think nobody took? You think there was nobody who wasn't on steroids in the 90s?
Obviously, I'm speculating, but yeah, I find it very hard to believe that a lot of players, certainly star players, weren't taking something during those, and I'm okay with it. I think because I think it actually leveled the playing field. If you took absolutely nothing and could play at that level, then I mean, Rasan, you're not human.
Do you remember how exciting it was when Bonds and Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire were hitting all those home runs?
Yeah,
it was obviously they were on the juice, but I'm not a big baseball fan, but that's actually when I paid attention to baseball.
But you got to put those little apart. It was McGwire and Sosa that was super exciting, and then it was Bonds years later. By the time Bonds got there, pretty much everybody knew he was doing it, and nobody was excited about him breaking the record.
Yeah,
nobody.
But everybody, Luis Gonzalez was also doing it, and Rafael Palmeiro and all these other players. I don't want to get too sports geeky now, but essentially, Lenny knew what he was doing and knew he wanted the big contract, and that's why he did it, and he doesn't regret it at all. As for him being a weird dude, well, we got a lot to talk about there. But first, let's go to Ken in New Jersey. Ken, you're on the Howard Stern Wrap-Up Show.
Hey, guys, how you doing?
Hey, Ken, what's up?
I love Howard, and I love his interviews, but this is the one time I think that he really missed out just because he's not a sports fan. There were so many stories that he just started hinting on that could have went like crazy about him, like getting a blowjob in the stadium and then going on deck. I mean, I wanted him to, elaborate on that stuff because I'm such a huge Phillies fan, and I wanted to hear about all that stuff between Philly and the Mets. And how he even said that how the Phillies made the 86 Mets look like children. So I just wanted to hear some of those stories, like with a Crook or Darren Dalton and Nick Avila, and how those guys were just like steroiding it up and just like going nuts in that time frame. And that's the only time I think that Howard really missed on the interview in regards to really getting in depth because he's not a sports fan.
See, I don't think Howard missed it. I'll tell you why. Lenny's going to do 20 interviews in the next week, and he's going to tell his baseball stories everywhere. But I guarantee you, this is the only place he went to talk about being a male gigolo who bangs 80-year-old women and goes slow so he doesn't break their bones.
And to be fair, we did get some sports stuff, like you said, what he was doing back by the bullpen or whatever it was. And also we found out Darryl Strawberry was hung like a swamp mule. So I don't think you're going to get that in a lot of other places, too. But I know what you mean, but that's not the type of interview that Howard does with sports figures, and that's why it's so different and entertaining because, you're not going to get the down and dirty of all the players if you're a hardcore sports guy. But he did tell quite a few stories about being there, and one of the questions Howard asked, which came from Speech Impediment Man, was, where was the better pussy? Was it in New York or was it in Philadelphia? And Lenny said neither. It was on the road. Right. And when you think about it, it makes all the sense in the world.
Well, Howard said, you must have banged chicks like crazy in Philly. He goes, no. He goes, getting laid is for the road. Being at home is to recharge your batteries, which I never thought of. But I sort of get it, too, because you're on the road. You're more anonymous. I guess, if you live in Philly and you're married and you're out, gallivanting around, odds are word's going to get back. If you're in, I don't know, Houston.
Hidden and quit it.
Yeah, odds are nobody's gonna rat you out. All, of course, pre-internet.
Yeah, Lenny was definitely a man with a plan when it came to the women, when it came to how he played baseball. Really, anything in life didn't work out very well at the end, but he always seemed to have things thought out to a certain degree.
He's an artist.
Yes.
He's an artist. It was really weird, too, because Howard said, did you bang a lot of chicks? And he goes, no. It took Howard a second to get this. He goes, no, I was more of a knob guy.
Yeah, he was a knob man.
I'm a knob man.
All right, well, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll take more of your calls about Lenny Dykstra. Want to know what you thought of that interview and what your favorite parts were. Welcome back to the Howard Stern Wrap-Up Show. 888-STERN-100, 888-783-7610. John, Gary, Rasan, all here talking all things Howard Stern. A lot of Lenny Dykstra talk. Mike Tyson talking us in there. And based on what the last caller called in about, I think it's appropriate. When Mike Tyson's on here, do you want to hear about his fighting and how he came up and who he beat and all that? Of course you do. But you also want to hear all the other stuff that isn't so common and regular. And what Lenny did today, he told Howard that, you know what, you hit one nail on the head that a lot of people miss, which is that it was the Jets that really broke him, and not all the other stuff. Because he got
the flying jets, not the New York Jets.
Not the New York Jets,
but
no.
Owning a Gulfstream jet.
Owning a Gulfstream and being able to fly anywhere at any time sounds awesome, but you got to pay for it, and that's what wore him down.
But Lenny admittedly had a lot of drugs. The plane was a drug. Money was a drug. The drugs were drugs. A lot of drugs for Lenny.
Yeah, he was chasing. And again, call it whatever you want, conniving, but also smart, telling your wife you're going to rehab in London for 30 days and then spending the next 30 days doing whatever you want, then coming back home, showing up and being like, hey, I'm feeling better.
Six times.
Yes. But she doesn't know. And even he spoke very affectionately about his ex-wife and gave her his lifetime pension out of the baseball league. So clearly there's something there. And you did see that sweeter side of him, but you also saw a lot of other sides in the interview, Gary.
Well, one of my favorite sides of him was that when Howard asked him, does he take Viagra, he immediately jumped into, no, because I've got my own line of Viagra coming out, which is, don't you have to own a pharmacy or a pharmaceutical? So him and Ronnie should get together, by the way, put out a line of Viagra.
That is a dangerous combination right there.
I will tell you, Ronnie was laughing his ass off. First, Ronnie's a big meth fan anyway, but he and Lenny could hang.
Yes.
Don't you think?
Oh, God, yeah. That's a conversation I would love to hear, those two talking about their prowess, because they're all about satisfying the woman. They always put the woman first and pride themselves on that. Lenny, though, described it as painting a canvas and really got into details.
Being an artist.
Yes, being an artist, regardless of age, Gary, regardless of age.
You've got to take your time. You've got to do everything. Yeah, I had one of the greatest exchanges with him that I've ever had with any guest. He's getting ready to come on, and I'm in the green room. And he kept calling me Baba Booey, and he asked if it was okay to call him. I'm like, sure, no problem. And he goes, Baba Booey, come here. I need a scouting report. And he leans in and he goes, we going to talk about pussy? I said, almost definitely. He goes, good.
Yeah, he was very excited to talk about that. And I didn't know he was such a clean freak, Gary.
Yes.
To the point where if you're a woman, you better not take a dump if you're anywhere near Lenny Dykstra.
Okay, hold on. To the point, we're going to get to the dump thing in a second, but did I hear correctly that Lenny said that he carries tongue depressors?
Yes. I couldn't tell if he was being serious or kidding when he said that.
I thought he was being very serious.
I wouldn't surprise me. But what about the separate bathrooms and making...
Well, I think he found a kindred spirit in Howard. Howard is the same way. Like, I don't need to know that ever happens. Just be on the other side of the room, the house. Lenny put his wife on the other side of the house.
Yeah, Howard didn't react the same way as Lenny did. But yes, they both feel the same way about that one particular thing. Bill in New Jersey, you're on the Howard Stern Wrap-Up Show.
So this guy had like a term for everything. You know, I'm a technician. I'm selling dreams. He's got like rock star terminology.
Well, he is a rock star. By the way, his biggest terminology that showed up about 10 times today was getting Pearl Harbored.
Yeah. Do you understand what getting Pearl Harbored is?
I do. Yeah, I mean, he got Pearl Harbored to get taken down to prison. He Pearl Harbored Stephen King to get a quote for his book. I love that.
Yeah, he was big on the Pearl Harboring. Did you understand that, Bill?
Oh, absolutely. Howard didn't get it at first, I could tell, but he definitely he's got his own way of thinking. You could tell you got to experience some things before you go and you start putting stamps and terms on things like that. You know, you have to be in a situation enough times to have a go-to phrase for it.
Yeah, well, he definitely had the experience, and I'm sure he's Pearl Harbored quite a few people in his life and has been Pearl Harbored as well. Brett in Syracuse, you're on the Howard Stern Wrap-Up Show.
Hey, fellas. Thanks for taking my call. Just wanted to get your take on Lenny's admission that he would pick girls up at the grocery store and strip them down and then just send them on their way if he was doing God's work there, or if that was really evil.
Yeah, that story was a little off-putting. I was trying to follow it. He would meet girls in grocery stores, and then he would take them home or go to their place, strip them down, and then say, you're married. You shouldn't be doing this, which is an interesting way to teach a lesson like that, Gary.
He's like a vigilante.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if he was doing it in the grocery store at first, but as I heard it back, I realized that wasn't the case. But yeah, he said he's just helping women. That's his goal, to help women.
He's a very helpful person.
All right, thanks, Brett. All right, we lost Brett. Jack Nicholson being the perfect wingman?
Well, I mean, think about it. If you were single and you were trying to get laid, and especially if you're Lenny's age, although I think it works for any age. Nicholson runs across all generations. But okay, if you're Lenny's age and you can get Jack Nicholson on the phone to tell people, first of all, I would think you could just use a Jack Nicholson impersonator at that point. Why bother Jack? Save Jack for the really good ones. But yeah, Jack's like, yeah, Lenny's a great guy. You know, bad Nicholson, but you get the idea.
Good way to close, right, Russo?
Jack Nicholson's a legend. I mean, everybody loves him. And even people who weren't even alive when he was like a big star, they know who Jack Nicholson is. So girls are going to go for any famous dude.
Did you notice he had no teeth?
I did. But I only noticed it because I knew that in advance of him coming in, and I wasn't sure whether he was going to be. Sometimes he keeps them in, sometimes he doesn't. He mentioned it to me, too, because at one point he was taking a picture for Twitter. And I said, smile. And he goes, well, I don't have my teeth in. And I said, why don't you put them in? He goes, because when I put them in, I don't sound as good.
And he was very caught up in Howard's vocabulary. Howard said, oh, you conceal it quite well. And Lenny's like, that's a great word. He must have said that to Howard 5 or 6 times.
I was shocked that Lenny Dykstra didn't know what flaccid was. And then there was a period of time, Howard used it the first time and he got it, and the second time and he just kept going, flaccid. Flaccid. Like he had to say it a couple times because it needs to get stuck in the memory bank.
What changes you more? You think how he overcame opiate addiction, where going to Israel and had that, whatever procedure done, or going to prison?
Prison. Yeah. Prison. That's not even up for discussion. I mean, going to prison's got to be the worst thing that there can be. Even the nicest prison in the world has to suck.
Yeah.
And I don't think he was in the nicest one.
And if the guard is singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
And kicking your teeth in.
Yeah, it's not a fun place to be for sure. But if there's any type of struggle, it seemed like Lenny has gone through it.
Right.
And, I don't know how he came out on the other side of it. I guess that's to be determined, right?
By the way, how do you think any of us, where do you think all of us would end up if any of us ended up in prison?
Dead.
But do you think Benji would immediately become, like, if the Nazi party scooped him up, he would just become a Nazi just to live for 3 more years?
I could see Benji morph. Nah, you know what? No, I could see Benji actually trying to take a stand and
after his black people swimming comment, he's definitely going to be a Nazi in jail. Okay.
And paying the price for it. No, I don't think anybody here could last a night in jail, let alone a week, a month, a year.
I know. None of us better go to jail.
Yeah, I'm thankful we don't have any candidates, as far as I know.
Hey, just a quick clarification on that term, Pearl Harbor. That's a pro wrestling term. That's usually used when somebody rushes in and fights a wrestler when they're least expecting it. or when the match starts before the bell rings, they call that a Pearl Harbor. So I think that's where he was getting at from.
Okay, so Lenny adopted it into his language and still makes the same sense. That's exactly how he used it.
I could see Lenny being a fan of wrestling.
Yeah, I could see that too, for sure. Let's take another call. Let's go to Mark in Westchester. Mark, you're on the Howard Stern Wrap-Up Show.
Hey, good morning, guys. Long-time listener. I'm very surprised that you guys would even have him on. I feel he's broke. He wants to pull these stories out, I think, out of his ass. I think half of it's bullshit, just listening to him. And if you have read Keith Hernandez, Darling, and a few other of the former Mets, have all called bullshit on him already.
Well, in what respect? What part do they call him bullshit?
All the stories. That
well, which ones?
The stuff that went on in the dugout. I think everything coming out of his mouth was a bunch of bullshit. And quite honestly, if you think about Gooden and Strawberry, when they all went to prison, when they came out, everybody thought every story they would tell was the gospel and it was the truth. And it clearly, years later, or maybe even shorter than years later, half of the stuff that they were telling was bullshit. I think people got to call bullshit on it. I just think all his stories were some of it made no sense, and some of it I just think was far-fetched. I really do. I think he's trying to sell books, and I think it's going to come out that more than half of the stories are a bunch of bullshit.
I have to tell you, you give it way more thought than I have. I don't think I care that much. Like, I don't care about the sanctity of the Mets. Everyone on that team has written a book with their version of what happened, and I just found the guy to be entertaining. I'm not sitting here, it's not my job to go through the book and vet it. That's what the publisher does. I just was looking for an interesting guest. That's what I got today.
Yeah, and Lenny always said, Mark, that the one thing he is entertaining, and that's what I think it comes down to. You may very well be right. I guess we'll have to see how it plays out over the long haul.
All kinds of interesting stuff.
Proud to say I'm not in that segment.
Lenny Dykstra had a great appearance this morning. We'll take it back to 1990 and hear a former teammate of his, first baseman Keith Hernandez.
I still remember the day he came in, man. I liked having him on as a guest. 90 was a good time to have him on.
Yeah, Lenny spoke highly of Max today. That's what he called them. So be sure to listen closely to that.
And we also heard some clips from the AVN Awards with Keisha Gray and Abella Danger, I believe. So we'll take it back to 2008 when Benji and Richard made an appearance at the AVNs and pretended that they were from Def TV Network.
She's so proud to win, Gary. She was so proud.
Her life's dream. And maybe it is her life's dream.
It could very well be. Congratulations on the big win. Anything else, Rasan?
All that and more for your ride home later.
Thank you, Rasan. All right, we're going to wrap up this wrap-up show then. Gary, anything on the way out?
Buy Lenny's book. I don't care whether you think it's true or not. It's just fun to read.
It is definitely an entertaining read. Rasan, you got anything?
I got nothing.
All right. We're back tomorrow with another live Howard Stern wrap-up show, right after the Howard Stern Show, of course, and the two best places you'll ever find.
You understand?
Milk Crate Marauder.
Subscribe to the channel, you funky bastards.
You can't touch me, you're not man enough. I eat your asshole alive, you bitch.
That's right.